Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to King of Combat. My name is Alexis Tarosa. I'm joined here with my co-host, Sean Ambrosino. We're here live there. See, look, we're starting early.
Yeah, we're starting a little bit early. Unfortunately, I did not mute my computer, so we heard us.
That's all right.
But man, I'm so excited for this, Alex.
I'm stoked.
We've been talking about this for weeks. Look, in the time of COVID, we'll take whatever jiu-jitsu we can get, and the fact that Herbert Burns is putting on an incredible show is like it not only does it scratch that itch, but it gives us that little warm and fuzzy feeling inside.
It kind of brings us back to a little bit of more normalcy. And speaking of the tournament, yes, we are practicing social distancing, if you are asking. Only people allowed on the mat will be the refs and the competitors. So we got all that set up. Now, speaking of the tournament, I want to go ahead and get into the rules to bring everybody into the idea of what is going on today, because we got an amazing card set up for all of you. So we will be having a grappling tournament, a super fight, or a couple of super fights, and some CJJ fights. So for the grappling tournament, it is a 16-man tournament, 8-minute matches, submission only. If you do not get a submission within the first 8 minutes, we are going to go into overtime, where it is golden score with IBJJF point system rules. If no points are scored, it's going to referee decision. And we know what that means. Never let it go to the referee.
Unfortunately, sometimes you don't have a choice.
Sometimes you don't have a choice. But when we get into the final match of the tournament, we're going to be bumping it up to a 10-minute match with a 5-minute overtime. This goes the same for the super fight rules, but it will be an 8-minute match with 4-minute overtimes and a golden score in overtime. Moving on to the combat jiu-jitsu, we are going to be having, again, an 8-minute match with a 4-minute overtime match following the IBJJF point system. If no score is made in the overtime, it's going to go referee decision. Now, the good part is with combat jiu-jitsu, there are other ways you can finish, which is the way that we want things to finish. Either submission, KO, or TKO. Slaps are only allowed if the contestant is down. Sean, can you explain to everybody what exactly that means?
That means they need to have 3 points of contact on the ground or their butt.
Or their butts. So that means if I have one knee down,
and two hands,
I
can slap the crap out of you.
Right. Or if I take you down, which is pretty much what would always happen, then I can start slapping away.
Yes.
Right.
No, for
now,
sure.
Again, these are open-handed strikes. You have to have a swing. They can't be, the Boss Rutan Pancrase type open-handed punches. And if you're wondering, is it really possible to knock somebody out with a slap? Yes. We have a CJJ champion here refereeing, and if you also haven't seen a knockout in a combat jiu-jitsu match, I suggest you go and look up the name Wagner Rocha. It is possible, and they are just as vicious. So we're really looking forward to it. Now, before we get everything going, we definitely want to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors and supporters and the creators of this tournament. So Burns BJJ, this event is being sponsored by Combat Club and put together by Burns BJJ. So thank you very much for putting this together here in Lantana, Florida. Also, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, Choke Aloha. Go to chokealoha.com and get yourself some awesome gear. And listen, you can always follow us at Jiu-Jitsu Radio and get all the promo codes, get the hookup. Also, a big shout out to Jiu-Jitsu Soap Co. Thank you so much to Jiu-Jitsu Soap Co. for helping us out and supporting this tournament. We will be doing some giveaways later on today, so make sure you stick around if you want to try and win something. Also, this tournament is brought to you by Great-Tesh Injury and Criminal Law. So big thank you to them for supporting this tournament. Now we're getting ready to get started. We're going to have the crowd jumping in just a minute. Sean, funny enough, you're leaving me early today.
Yeah, I'm leaving you early. I have somebody in the tournament, and I'm going to have to take this hat. Well, I guess just turn this hat around.
Are you gonna go over the top?
And I'll become a coach. It's that easy. I go from
really.
Yeah, because right now I'm a coach. I know it's weird,
right?
But wait. Now I'm just a commentator.
Is that how it works?
It works like that.
So I don't need
the
years of experience.
No.
The actual academy, the dojo, the students.
No.
I just flip my hat around and
put
I'm
your
a coach.
hat backwards and you're a coach.
You know what? This would have been great if you brought this to my attention years ago.
Well, you know,
So,
I didn't know you had aspirations.
I mean, I didn't either, so there we go. We're good to go. Listen, folks, we're planning on having a lot of fun here today, but definitely give us a follow. If you enjoy the podcast, if you haven't listened to it, check us out, Jiu-Jitsu Radio. Like, follow, and subscribe. You can follow our YouTube channel. We're everywhere, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you name it. We have interviews with some amazing world champions like Gary Tonin we had the other day, Caceres Cavalcante, George Santiago. We have tons of legends that always join us, and we always like to have a little fun. So please support the podcast so we can keep going with all these amazing tournaments. Now, we're going to take a quick brief session because I'm actually going to go up there and start introducing the first fighters while this guy gets ready to go corner his fighter. So stay tuned, and big shout out to Fight TV. Don't forget to follow Fight TV on all social media so you guys always get all the crazy matches, the fun matches, and a lot of good wrestling as well. So we'll be right back, and the show will start in just a minute. So Minato will be in the all black with the Burns BJJ logo. Blake Rubin starting early with a big takedown, and Minato reverses. Now Minato just received his purple belt a few weeks ago, but he's been training for quite some time. Blake trying to go for the sweep and setting up for guillotine. With the drop, Blake goes into the drop to go for the guillotine. Let's go the guillotine. Minato goes to reverse it, and he manages to pick up the side control. And a quick brief pause in action just so we can go ahead and move the competitors closer to the mat. A big thank you to Brian, who's handling our camera duties for today. Starting back up, side control. And we're only just a minute into this match, and we're already having some awesome takedowns and some great grappling going on. So Minato trying to secure the pass, get around to a north-south position with the control. So now normally in an IBJJF tournament, this is where people are just trying to get their points, but it's a submission-only tournament. So Minato has plenty of time to work here, but he has to keep control to set something up. Blake continuing to try to recover his guard. Great control from Minato to keep it in north-south position. And Blake working to get back into it and trying to locking it in. The triangle transitions to the armbar. And the winner for the first match is Blake Rubin by armbar. I'm going to have Sean jump in right here real quick. And we're going to get in. We're getting ready to announce the second match of the day. And we'll step up in just a second, folks. We're going to get this match started. We're going to get into the tournament.
How's that to start out the show? That's great work, gentlemen. All right, now we're going to get right into the tournament. First, black belt from Gamblers Jiu-Jitsu, Alequin. His opponent from ATT Coconut Creek, Lucas Cortez.
All right, now that we're back.
That was quick. Thanks for coming back.
Eric pulls guard.
Quick with the guard pull.
Yep, that'll work. When you want to get somebody into your game, that's what. Well, Nogi Ezekiel going right off the top.
From the butterfly guard, being stuck in butterfly guard while going for the Ezekiel.
That's pretty tight, but he was able to get out of that. Wow.
Now, if you're not familiar with Eric Alequin, you're missing out. He is also a professional MMA fighter who is quite the sight to see, man. This guy definitely has skills all across the mat. Lucas threatening with the guillotine, just blocked by the leg. Sitting down, wanted to go for a quick leg lock. Getting fancy with the front row does not faze Eric. So now, if you're wondering, straight ankle locks are allowed. There are no heel hooks.
There are
no
knee bars.
No knee bars.
No knee bars.
No knee bars in the tournament. Yes, there are actually. I'm sorry, I take that back.
There's
it's in
no
the super fights that there won't be any leg locks like that. But heel hooks, knee bars, they're all allowed in this tournament. Eric
working those double butterfly, and Lucas goes right back to that Nogi Ezekiel.
So Eric trying to set up the shoulder crush sweep. Trying to transition. It looked like he was trying to transition into an Ashigarami. Lucas going for the spinning pass, does not get it. Eric has actually an amazing guard retention.
Yeah, if you've never rolled with him, he can be light as a feather or heavy as a Mack truck.
I'll stick with the light with the feather part. I do not want to feel that pressure. So Eric really working towards his butterfly guard game.
And Lucas is coming hard, man.
He wants to make a full work of that 8 minutes to go for that submission.
That half butterfly by Eric. And then I was wondering if he was going to block that outside. And
Eric has a really great leg game. So he goes to set up the heel hook and he gets the quick tap. Let me go ahead and jump up here and congratulate these gentlemen.
Winner by submission, Eric Alequin. All right, we're going to be moving forward with the tournament. Coming up again, Minato Alci. Oh, we have a change. We have a still from Burns BJJ, Dylan Gordon.
the hefty lefty.
His opponent from Wagner Rocha Martial Arts, Danny Palazzo.
Tournament, everything is legal. All violence is legal in the tournament.
Minus eye pokes. No eye pokes.
Or gouges or heel hooks. Or, not heel hooks. Fish hooks.
Fish hooks. No fish hooks.
No fish hooking. Danny Palazzo, both a MMA fighter.
Fights for XFN.
Fights for XFN. I've announced many of his fights. Dylan Gordon, I've actually announced his fights too. He had a combat jiu-jitsu at XFN. Dylan Gordon is the brother of UFC's Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon. So Danny Palazzo trains out of Wagner Martial Arts, and now if you watch Jiu-Jitsu, you definitely are well aware of who Wagner Rocha is. So he's got a very pressure-type game where he's not going to give you any breaks.
And aggressive.
Very aggressive. Danny's really working to set up that head tie up and trapping that arm. The referees are definitely working overtime on this one.
Beautiful. Nice shot. Beautiful
double.
shot.
He goes. Good spin to get back into the front to continue working on that guard pass.
Looks like he's going for the old Khabib. They went around the backside. Dylan giving up the back to try to get up.
Gets one hook in. Danny Collazo gets both hooks, one hook in. He still he's trying to work to flatten out Dylan.
Yep.
Even with a single heel hook in, or a single hook in.
Danny made space to look for. He made space to look for that opening for that to shoot that arm through his.
So now he's got double under.
Double under, one hook in. Now double hooks.
He got the other hook in, so now he has full control in the back.
If I was,
so he's going to be working on trying to flatten him out now.
If I was, beautiful. That's what.
Dylan almost had the reversal.
Yep. Yeah, he was looking for that. Oh, he's got Dylan flattened out now. That's not good.
And this is just a reminder, if you want to join in on the action, we are live on Facebook, Fight TV and Facebook, and YouTube.
Sliding
so
the other hand through. Looks like this is going to be under there.
He's got him fully flattened out, and we got a tap.
There's the tap. Beautiful work by Danny Collazo.
Winner by submission, Danny Collazo. Let's give another round of applause for these guys. That was a great match. Some words coming at us.
That was Dylan Gordon letting us know he had Taco Bell at midnight last night.
From ATT Davy, Mauricio Gomez.
I would not want to be grappling today with a belly full of Taco Bell last night.
His opponent, from Combat Club Burns BJJ, David Troche.
David is a physical specimen, man.
David
He's always
has
been a physical specimen.
He definitely works hard at his grappling game, and I know in the last couple of years he's really started focusing harder on his MMA and his grappling. Mauricio really working hard on the arm drags from the sit-down guard, keeping head control.
It's going to be hard to get underneath Dave. So it's probably best to try to pull up the double unders.
Davey ended up getting the double.
Nice guard recovery.
And back to standing. Now Mauricio, if you've never seen him compete, he's got a lot of energy. He's had some amazing just flying double leg takedowns. So don't mistake him for just a guard puller. Working the hand fight.
Looks like we got a nice clinch work from Mauricio.
It looks like Mauricio's looking to try and set up a guillotine. David
or a
trying
trip.
to block.
It's either that or it's going to be a trip.
Trying to set up the arm drag into the Ashigarami.
David steps through.
David is having no part of that. He wants out.
He wants pressure. David wants to get pressure down. Mauricio looking for that knee rip. Gonna try to go to that Ashigarami.
Yeah.
David smells that. Beautiful.
He goes to block. Good work on blocking.
Yeah,
that
50-50 now, but Mauricio's hiding his foot. David hasn't hidden his foot yet. He needs to. Yeah, this is a weird position to work from if you're David Troche, because you really don't have, being locked into that 50-50. Oh, nice. There's that heel tap.
Oh.
Beautiful work by Mauricio.
Reverse, and Mauricio catches that heel hook. Great work.
Beautiful work by Mauricio.
Winner by heel hook, Mauricio Gomez.
Next up, from Maddox, Nick Akazanov. His opponent, from Fight Sports Boca Raton, Yuri Villefort. So this will be a great matchup. Yuri is a good friend of ours, and I mean, I've seen his grappling firsthand, so this would be a nice, tough match. Refereeing this one is actually CJJ champion Marcella Cohen. With the double guard pull, Yuri stands right up while he's in half guard. So Yuri's really good at putting this pressure even when he's in half guard and working to get the underhook back. Yuri goes to block the recovery. Oh, and he was trying to reverse it with a heel hook. Missed it.
Up, bolo war going on right now.
Nick is really working the bolo trick. Gets in the hook to get to the back. Yuri is very explosive, so the fact that Nick is able to keep out like this and keep that pace going is great. He almost had the waiter sweep, but he's really looking forward to getting that leg. Drops in to get into a half guard. So Yuri's really working on keeping him close, keeping his head close.
Yep, looks like Yuri's looking for a darce. Maybe.
It looks like Nick is trying to figure out the best way to, whether he wants to whizzer or he wants to dig in for a deeper half guard.
Yeah, but that's going to be hard without that underhook. But
Especially, so
now he can start working. Now David can start working.
Nick with the hook in had a little bit of a De La Riva hook in, but a little bit tougher to keep that in no-gi. We're just 2 minutes in. Nick with the switching from the butterfly back into a half guard with a shield. Now Yuri's looking to trap the arm through the back. So he's blocking the hip, keeping that arm trap. Now he could reach around.
Looking for that.
Oh.
David looking to elevate, looking for that knee rip to outside Ashigarami. Yuri recognizing that, staying heavy on that leg, but that's what's giving David the chance to come around, maybe out the back door here.
Now he's got to be very careful with his leg because he can set himself up for a toe hold there if he doesn't turn right. Yuri's really looking to smash down that pass to turn around and recover it. He manages to reverse it and get Yuri with the scramble. Yeah, you're gonna have a tough time trying to keep someone from Fight Sports in a wrestling scramble. 5 minutes left in this match. Now we're back on the stand-up. Nick does not want any part of Yuri on a stand-up.
No, yeah, don't want to get tossed judo style.
Yuri being a judo black belt, an MMA champ, is definitely a hard match on the feet. Nick keeping Yuri in guard. He's looking like he wants to set up an arm drag across the body. Good tall step to get into half guard by Yuri.
Yeah, Yuri's actually a brown belt in judo.
No.
Yeah.
Black belt in Jiu-Jitsu.
Black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, brown belt in judo. So either way, you don't want to go.
I
you
don't
want
want
to
any
go
part
flying. Got that head control, but
Pulling him back flat on the mount.
what I'd like to see is Yuri.
Now Nick looking to possibly set
Looking
up
for
an
that
omoplata or a
triangle.
Now, you could set up a go-go plata depending on his flexibility.
Yeah, he looks pretty flexible, but I don't think that's what's going to happen here. Yuri's staying too heavy. Yuri's back in full guard.
It looked like he might have been trying to set up a Kimura. Back into full guard.
Yuri trying to open that guard.
Yuri with the long guard pass, trying to stretch out Nick.
David longer than he looks because even Yuri's long frame isn't able to make that pressure pass work.
Now, mind you, this might be extremely dangerous if he doesn't get a submission within the next 3 minutes. They're going to go into overtime, which is a golden score, and obviously with Yuri's wrestling, it might be a little bit more towards his advantage on this one. So I know Nick is definitely going to be looking towards getting that submission.
It's like Nick's working on a Kimura, but I don't think he's going to be able to move Yuri from this.
Yeah, so Yuri has his hand blocked. He just moved it.
Yeah.
He had that bottom hand blocked. So no way you could really get it from there. Back in the guard.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering Yuri should move to the standing guard pass instead.
2-on-1. That's something that you don't see too often, just because so many people are afraid of losing their back. Yuri working back to flatten out. Just by size comparison, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
Another
for
Kimura
Nick
attempt
to
by
catch the guillotine on Yuri. He's got another Kimura attempt.
Yeah, that's...
Yuri trying to keep him as flat as possible. Gets both arms out.
Looked like Yuri baited that arm bar to pass the guard.
So back into the half guard
Back
game
into the half.
with 1 minute left into regular time.
Yuri passes. Long step pass. Yuri's got the neck. Nick opting to take his back again. Yuri passes to, or steps into half guard, now looking for the pass.
Two, one, time. So now they're going to be going into overtime for 4 minutes. So this is golden score, so it's very dangerous for a guard puller.
Now it makes it exciting. Now first point wins.
So it's really going to be a fight for the best takedown here, or who can play the points the smartest. Yuri goes for double.
Time.
Gets the quick takedown. Winner in overtime, Yuri Villefort. And a quick shout out from Yuri for the purple belt. So now we're going to go back into super fight. Herbert, are we good? All right. So coming up next, we're going to have our super fights featuring Ben Kunzel and Fabian Llerena.
All right, how's that for the first bracket of the tournament? That was our first overtime match. So now we're going back into the super fights for some no-gi. From Fight Sports, Ben Kunzel. His opponent from Jupiter Jiu-Jitsu, Fabian Llerena.
Fabian Llerena has got one of the most unorthodox MMA games I've ever seen, or striking games. He's very loose. I'm wondering how that'll transfer over to grappling.
All right, so Ben going with the quick guard pull. He goes quick for the heel hook.
Oh, he's got a
He's
heel
going
hook
for
and we got a
calf
calf
slicer.
slicer.
Fabian going for the calf slicer, trying to Ben posting
Nice
everything. Wow.
defense there by Ben.
Way to start. He was really going for that leg. He sees the leg wrapped up, and he knows he's going to go for one or the other now.
Ben, double butterfly opening. I mean, this is a fast and furious match. There's a calf slicer attempt. We got a heel hook attempt. Fabian's long though, but so is Ben. Ben's a big kid. Got that overhook. Ben's got that overhook in full guard. Maybe looking for a sweep or a triangle setup, one or the other. Ben's got it looking for that arm bar.
And remember,
That is a
slams
weird-
are allowed in the submission.
That is a weird angle for that arm. That's why it's not on. The angle is turned. You can't get that elbow straight, but Ben looking to straighten that arm.
He
Stepping
rolled
over.
the
Now
wrong
he's-
way. He's really holding on for dear life. I see that Ben from here. He managed to slip out.
Now we're looking for the Ben.
Tap, and we get a tap.
Beautiful work
Man,
by
that
Ben.
was great work from Ben. Man, that was tough.
Winner by submission, Ben Kunzel. We are getting no breaks today. You guys are putting in some awesome work, man. All right, so now we're going to go back into the tournament. Starting on bracket B, black belt from Combat Club, Burns BJJ, Corey McGuire. His opponent from Fight Sports Boca Raton, Thiago Alves.
So again, this is part of the tournament. The winner of this tournament goes home with $2,000. Second place is $400. So you still get some money, but it ain't $2,000.
Yeah, I'll take $400.
Yeah. Corey McGuire with the quick guard pull.
I have not rolled with Thiago, but I have rolled with Corey, and Corey is way stronger than he actually looks.
Looks
It's like,
really?
like not that he doesn't look strong, but he's incredibly strong.
That's one of those sleeper muscles.
Yeah, it's like he's just super dense. He's way denser than he looks.
So Corey going a little bit for the half guard, but he's trying to arm drag on the inside. Thiago is from Fight Sports also, and they're very well known for their grappling and their pressure.
Yep.
They have some great wrestlers in that camp.
And Corey got most of his belt work under Pablo Popovich and AJ Souza, and then moved to up here under.
Corey's trying to set up the heel hook. He won't get as much leverage from that.
No,
far
he
out,
won't get
though.
his. But you can finish it from there, for sure.
Now the hard part is you could have probably slipped into a calf slicer from there, but it's just too far to have that control. Coaching Thiago is none other than grappling and MMA legend, Caceres Cavalcante.
I don't like calling him that. I just like calling him Jay-Z.
No, he's our friend, but he's still a legend.
Right. No. I mean, I like calling him that. I don't like calling him Jazius.
Caceres.
It's Jay-Z.
Thiago really working to keep that pressure on the shin. He's going to work towards going to the left side of Corey.
Looks like he's trying to lace that arm through to stop Corey's shin and leg there, that knee shield. He wants to nullify that knee shield and then start working.
So you see he's pummeling. He's keeping Corey as close as he possibly can. Corey needs that space to try and set up his next position. So to keep him closer gives Thiago a lot more pressure. Corey's going to set up. He's going for the Kimura.
Corey's going.
Gets in another butterfly hook on the inside. Loses it.
Thiago's a strong dude, though. And he's got the defense going right there, keeping his head into that armpit, keeping that shoulder into that armpit, so Corey can't rip that arm back.
So now, keeping that one half guard hook in gives Corey a little bit of a knee shield to keep Thiago
He's working.
from
You know what,
reversing
though? Corey's working it inch by inch.
So Thiago's trying to just
He
muscle out.
He's looking to reverse it, and that.
Decides to disengage and reset. Smart move from Thiago to avoid getting caught in a scramble.
That smart move from Corey, from recognizing the leg game was coming, and he wasn't in a good position to start defending. So he pushed off and started over again. I tell all my guys, if you want to do this, don't worry about the other guy's game. Work to get them into your game, and that's what Corey's doing. And again, even though Thiago's one rank underneath him, a brown belt, I mean they're close. They're close enough. But that black belt, a little bit of the black belt.
So now, if you look real quick, you see they're doing a little bit of the finger lacing, hand fighting. That's kind of like the old school way of really keeping control of someone. It might not look like much, but those fingers are getting wrecked on the inside right now, and it really becomes a fight on who's got the stronger grip.
Yeah, Greco-Roman knuckle lock, as they like to call it in the WWF, or E.
So now look, Thiago realizes his advantage in that part of the match right now, so he's really trying to push it, and Corey's trying to avoid it as much as he can. You'll notice he'll be trying to get his hand out of that fight as much as possible, like he is right now. So he's willing to twist his fingers just a little bit to try and get that hand back. He does not want to get caught in that fight. Thiago can actually pull off a wrist lock from this angle. You see him, he's trying to move his hand around. So he's threatening the wrist lock and slowly working to set up the pass.
Yeah, now Corey almost had
Corey manages to get his hand back. 3 minutes left in this
Thiago
match.
lacing that arm through again. That's one of my favorite techniques to do, too, when someone's got a half guard and the leg shield in, the knee shield in, sorry.
Thiago really trying to get through with that over-under pass, but Corey's trying to block it by setting up a Kimura. So trying to do a long step, but Corey manages to keep his knee in and continuing to threaten with that Kimura.
Yep, went for it again.
Thiago almost with the pass. Corey's really working.
Corey's looking to pull it, and he's going to work for an arm bar. Yep.
Smart. Now remember, slams are allowed if you're caught in a submission attempt.
That showed you the strength right there, Thiago Alves.
To be able to pick him up while being halfway through a submission. So you don't even have like real grip on someone. 2 minutes left in the regular time. So Thiago's really trying to squash down the hip motion of Corey. But Corey's with the reverse de la Hiva hook.
Corey looks like he's still going to work for that Kimura, which is smart. When you're stuck in that half guard, I would keep doing that same thing myself. There's that Kimura attempt again. But now Corey's using, that's something different that Corey's using this time. He's got his leg through this time.
Well, that'll help keep him from continuing to trying to pressure and get the pass.
So now Thiago's needs to address that foot because Corey's trying to get that deeper to elevate him.
And get the space to get the hand
space,
free.
yep. Again, strength of Thiago there seems to be a factor.
So now this is also a good play on Thiago's part because as long as he can keep on pressuring and getting it down for another minute, it'll go into more of his area when we get into the overtime where you can get points for your takedown.
Corey might be looking for that Caio Terra ankle lock.
He might be a little bit gassed out. He
No,
has
not
been
there.
fighting on blocking it the whole time. He's working to get the knee bar, misses it. 20 seconds left. Thiago realizes the time. Now he's really pushing hard for that pass.
A beautiful step pie. That was smooth by Thiago. But again, the experience of Corey recovering that guard and back onto that Kimura.
Yeah. With 2 seconds left, now we go into overtime. So, how gassed out is Corey from fighting for submission? He's breathing a little bit heavy. No breaks as they go. Go. We're having a little bit of confusion. Time. There's a little bit of confusion going on with the timer. Ref taking the responsibility on that one. And we're back going up. So now, Corey's smart pulling guard early before he can get points awarded against him. Looking to set up the triangle. Now we're back into this fight. As long as Corey stays on the ground, he's okay. He has to avoid the guard pass. Now, Thiago has to work extra hard to either get a submission or get a pass.
Because if we're going to go with rest decision, Corey was more busy with the submission attempts.
He had more submission attempts for sure.
So it'd be I would have to lean towards Corey if I was a referee, just because he's went for more submission attempts.
But then, who was more active trying to move and continue the match? That's the tough part. So that's, again, why we always say don't leave it up to the refs, because it depends on what they want to look at.
Problem with, everybody says that, but I hate that because it takes out the other guy trying to stop. The other guy's trying to stop you as much as you are trying to get it going. So, yeah, of course you don't want to leave it to the judges, but the other guy's will is in that fight too.
Corey again trying to block the pass. Trying to go for a half guard sweep.
Or rip to go to the. He could rip that knee across and go to an ashigarami. It's one of my favorite.
Now, would he be having to set up more of an X guard setup, or he could go from there?
Well, you could go. You could go right from that half guard with the grip he had on that other leg. That rip through.
Now remember, this is a tournament match, meaning whoever the winner of this has to continue fighting after this.
Yeah, so this is going to be, they're going to need to recover.
Yeah, they'll get a good amount of time, but, it does take a lot out of you. He's going for it, goes for the knee bar. Thiago seems like he's fine. Corey was really, really working for that knee bar. Thiago missed the timing on that guard
That
pass.
was a close knee bar. That thing was stretched out.
Now, Corey has to really, really hold on for dear life on this one, because the second Thiago passes,
Thiago
he
can
gets
set
the
up
win.
Thiago can set up a toe hold right there too.
A minute 30. Now, if he goes for the toe hold, he falls down, and he does run the risk of being on the ground while Corey pops up. He would get the points. Just over a minute left on the overtime for this match.
And everybody here is like on the edge of their seat.
Us included, literally. Oh, Corey tried to make his move. Thiago was very close to getting past his guard.
Yeah, and
You got to give Corey credit for his guard retention.
yeah, for sure. And it looks like he's giving up some size, definitely, to Thiago. Thiago's a big dude.
.30 seconds left. Now Thiago keeps on looking at that far leg. He could.
20 seconds left. Looking for.
He just goes for the submission attempt. That's smart. Now he wants to be the last one going for the submission in front of the judges.
Yeah, but now if Corey comes up,
He gets the points. Now we're almost at a 50-50 game. Oh, 5, 4, 3. We're going for the scramble. Corey looking at the climb. Yeah. Great match.
great match, beautiful match. Corey raising his arms. Our first referee's decision.
So the refs have to come in, coming up for the rest decision. So mind you, if they raise their hand with the reflectant, it goes towards Corey. Winner by referee's decision, Corey McGuire.
Great match.
Great
match by these two.
Let's give it up for these guys. They went the full time. That was an amazing match. I think we all need to take a breath after that one. All right, off to our next match in the tournament. Fighting from Maddox, Ricky Samilia. His opponent from Gamblers Jiu-Jitsu, Toro Santana.
Oh, Toro. Toro's one of my favorite human beings on the planet.
Toro, the brother of Tubby Santana.
And brother-in-law of Eric Alequin.
So it's a family affair here today. Toro going in early for the guard pull. Going again
Deep,
for the
deep.
Sumigashi. The shoulder crush pass. Ricky really working to get
really
the back.
tight to get that back, was Ricky.
Ricky with a super tight.
And he's got an arm caught now.
Oh, he had the hooks in. He was going for about
That's
like
a
he's going
face
for a neck
crank.
crank.
Neck crank.
Toro is really toughing it out. I heard the
And
crack
his
from
arm
here.
is
And we get a tap. Man, that was a tough match. That was quick. Less than a minute.
That was.
Winner by submission, Ricky Samilia. Man, that was a tough one for sure. All right,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
moving right along today.
Toro's arms were just all cut up behind him.
Our next match from 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, Chris Crawford. His opponent, fighting out of Fight Sports Boca Raton, Mike Bruno. Fight Sports Deerfield, my mistake. I just read what's given to me on the paper. Literally what I have here. I blame Herbert. Chris Crawford from 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. He actually came in to train with our open mat over at Excel yesterday. So it was really interesting to watch him warm up.
And Mike Bruno is definitely an old school. He wrestled. He's going to come with pressure.
And Bruno definitely has a size advantage. Ooh, quick takedown slam.
Crawford utilizing that rubber guard.
It looks like
That
he might
10th
want to
Planet rubber
try.
guard.
He might want to try set up a dead orchard, reaching in. So he basically has to reach in under his own leg to come in. Yeah. So Bruno's in a tough spot right now. He's going for the
Go-Go
Plata. Yeah, Chris was extremely flexible when I watched him train. He's willing to play the stand-up game.
He was in the recent XFN King of the Hill match where it was first to 2 wins, and he got one of the quickest leg locks I've ever seen. It came in tight, but I don't think he's gonna be able to get in there.
It's going to be a little bit tougher. You have to be
might.
very careful with a size and weight difference like that. So this is an open weight tournament. So Chris going right in. He was trying to set up that ashigarami. Referee Caio Uruguay making sure they come back to the center of the mat.
Yeah, Mike wants to wrestle. Chris does not want to wrestle.
Yeah.
And that
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either.
Now, this is kind of dangerous. Obviously we know jiu-jitsu is really about using someone's own body against themselves. But when you get into a size difference like this, especially for someone that plays bottom, you really have to have your technique in place to be able to fight off the weight and the pressure that's being put on by your opponent. So Chris is clearly very comfortable in that position. And he has to utilize this time as much as possible, because once it gets into overtime, he'll be in trouble. Bruno really trying to shut down his hip movement.
And that knee, trying to kill that knee shield. That was an unorthodox way to fix that from Crawford. But hey, unorthodox does not mean ineffective.
Yeah. So trying to set up again, possibly the go-go plata. Back to the stand-up game. So Chris trying to see where his angle of attack needs to be. So you can tell how he's really analyzing everything. He looks like he really wants that ashigarami set up.
Oh yeah, that's he's looking. Well, he's looking to enter into the legs for sure. Half guard. Looks like he's going to probably try an Imanari roll. If I know Crawford, there's an Imanari roll.
Don't just throw
coming.
his whole game out there, geez.
Well, no. I've seen him utilize it more than once, and it's not his whole game because obviously he's been pulling guard.
Yeah, there he goes. He was going for it. You need to have a little bit more of a setup when you really want that.
Well, you know what? You know when those work best is when you can get them biting on the shot. Get them biting on the shot.
You want to at least throw in a feint on one side, like you're going for the shot, to fake out and roll. But it's tougher when your opponent knows that you're going to be really going for a guard pull, or you're trying to get underneath his hips. So at this point, Chris has lost his real angle of surprise. So he has to work to get into it. So Bruno will be able to sprawl out of those all day.
Yeah, I mean that's his bread and butter is wrestling. He's a wrestler.
Now, in a situation like this, if you really want to set yourself up, you really need to kind of work on getting your hips lower than your opponent, especially if you got a guard puller like this that's trying to get under your legs, and you need to get the pass. You're better off staying low, really low to his hips.
If I was Mike, what I would do is I would get in tight on the half guard and work that. Now Crawford's feet are beautiful for that guard recovery. He's using them great.
He's got good knee shields and stuff for it. So even then, see, back into the half.
There's that rubber guard again. It looks like he's setting it. Crawford's got his hands locked now around that rubber guard. He might be he might be looking for that dead orchard. But now Mike works through it, pressures through it.
And pressure back up. just a little over 2 minutes left on regular time. Crawford continues to work, and Bruno gets the pass, but Crawford manages to keep him in.
That's what. Look at that. Did you see what he did with that? That was just.
I think my hips hurt just from watching that. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
to
you know what that was? That was hamstring strength right there. He pulled himself up by his neck.
Bruno keeping control of just one leg. So Crawford has to start working because he knows he's not going to win the stand-up battle, and he can't really pull guard. He has to be super quick on a guard pull in overtime. Bruno goes for the takedown. Gets it.
And look, that is a takedown. So if that happens in the golden scoring, if this goes on to...
The match would be over.
Yeah, the match would be over.
That is going to count more towards the ref than anything else, just because there hasn't been too many submission attempts on Crawford, and Bruno got the only takedown of the match.
And look, that 10th planet system works. It doesn't work for everybody type. But obviously, well, look at it looked like he was looking for that dead orchard right there.
He's going to
looking
set
for that
go
go
again. His foot's in, but Bruno manages to force himself out of it.
See, I don't know. Crawford's gone for that a couple times. He's gone for the omoplata a few times.
Now, I think if he can manage to really frustrate Bruno enough, he could possibly get it. We got 30 seconds left in regular time.
You know, it'd be awesome right now is if Chris Crawford shot for a double leg
and gets it. 10 seconds, hey, man.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
it wouldn't count for him that much, but it would be fun to see. Both guys really, I think they're trying to just take more of a break before we get into the overtime. All right, so now we go into overtime. Golden score.
The golden rule.
Golden score.
Yeah, I know, but I heard somebody say the golden rule.
Might have been me. See, shoot. Yeah. Oh. Crawford caught sleeping. Didn't pay attention to the timer.
That's first.
Bruno shot in.
Yeah, Crawford wasn't sure about that.
Winner in overtime, Mike Bruno. We will be taking a quick 5-minute break, so fighters take a break. So you got 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
All right, folks, we're going to be taking a quick 5-minute break. So go to the bathroom, go get your snacks, and we'll be back in just a few. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be
Time.
back up in just a second. Let's go ahead and why don't we get the beautiful Sean Ambrosino up on the camera.
I'm here.
Hey, I got to get up for a second. You got my back?
Yep.
I got to go and announce the super fight winners. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, what
Ladies
do you
and
think?
gentlemen, we got some awards to give out for our super fight winners. First up, Blake Rubin.
I have no idea what he wanted me to talk about
Can you get your award, Blake?
when he's just sitting here talking.
My award, you get the Blake. Oh, thanks. Congratulations, Blake. Let's give another round of applause. Blake Rubin. Next winner from our super fight, Ben Kunzel. We were supposed to give this to you earlier. Congratulations. Good job. Get a photo with Herbert. Get a photo with Herbert. I'm a nobody. That's the thing right here. All right, we're going to move on now to finish up the second half of the bracket. Our next match from Fight Sports Miami, Kodiak Fields. His opponent from Mat Factory, Chris Dempsey.
All right. Why don't we go ahead and get the fighters up here. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, follow Fight TV. And the big boys are coming out to play right now. Kodiak Fields in the black from Fight Sports and Chris Dempsey in the blue.
I don't know where Mat Factory is. Never heard of it.
I'm not sure.
Chad's my age. We were supposed to compete when I pulled my hamstring. So he's getting in there with the spring chickens.
The young bloods. They're really, really working on keeping the head control.
This might be an 8-minute stand-up battle.
Yeah,
'cause
it looks
what
like it.
the heavier guys tend to do.
A little bit heavy on the clubbing, but it looks like it hasn't been phasing Chris much. Kodiak really, really heavy on that head grab.
They're both being heavy. Like there's a lot of
Couple of body slaps, and we might get a little bit of a slap boxing match going on here if they don't keep their cool. So now, Sean, from your wrestling background, when you get into a match like this, what are you really, really looking to kind of set yourself up with then?
I'm looking to get close and get my hips under theirs. So if I can't, I'm looking for. I like to go for the Japanese whizzer. It's one of my favorite techniques. Or if I can get underneath them, I can just do a simple trip.
So now, it looks like Dempsey is working really hard for those underhooks, so he might just do a nice pull foot sweep. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't know if Marcelo can stop them from hitting our table.
I'll appreciate as much help as you can get. That's the tough part. Like, we like being close to the action, not when all my equipment's in the way.
Yesterday I was at Wagner's. I was rolling. All of a sudden, Wagner and Gilbert run over me.
Yeah, sounds about right. Dempsey really, really working on the head under hook control. So that's a little bit tough to get when you get the inside of the wrist.
Dempsey's trying to get inside. It's good. And Fields is just trying to keep him back. Chad Fields.
5 minutes to go in this match.
When he comes up, you go down, Chad. When he comes up, you go down.
Dempsey really putting the pressure and backing up Fields.
Yep. He's the one. He's the aggressor. Dempsey's been the aggressor this whole match.
Oh, almost with the double under.
Double unders.
Oh.
This is so tiring. You guys have no idea how tiring this is.
Looks like Fields is starting to finally get some motion going. Fields looks like he's breathing a little bit heavier. Dempsey looks like he's pretty good to go. He looks like he's still fresh.
Dempsey might be looking for. See, so one of my other favorite things is if you see how heavy Fields is leaning, one of my favorite things to do is shuck and step back out of the way.
Right. And it looks like there's no real wanting to drop and get the sweep out of there. Dempsey really looks like he wants to get into a single. He doesn't want to shoot for a double, but he definitely looks like he wants to set up some kind of a single. Referee Marcelo Cohen looking to get the reset. Uh-oh,
went for that
close.
quick foot trip.
When he underhooks, you can't let his head inside. Good, Dempsey. Dig inside again. Head positioning, Chad. Head positioning. Good job with your head.
Dempsey really putting the pressure, looking for the drop.
The drop trip.
Yeah. Kodak going for a little bit of a shoulder torque and lets it go. So I feel if Fields really just did a shoulder just bump, he could get into a single arm drag there and he'd be good. By the way, you guys can join us online and join in the conversation by jumping into our Facebook channel or our YouTube channel. We have a chat going on. We'd love to hear from you and see what you think about the event so far. 2:30 to go in the regular time.
A lot of breathing coming out over there, and not that I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this is what happens with the heavier weights. We tend to stay up.
There's
tend
a
to do a
big
lot of
risk.
standing.
There won't be any guard pulling in the heavy divisions.
No, that's what.
Good
that was,
pump fake.
Yeah.
That was a good pump fake by Dempsey there.
That was gonna go long.
Yeah.
Almost had double unders. Dempsey almost had double unders.
Fields not biting on the pump fakes.
But Fields isn't really aggressing. I'd like to see some aggressing from him, but it's all.
Dempsey with the pull down. Fields going for the guillotine. Great rollout by Dempsey. That was in. No, that would be the baby guillotine.
Yeah, I don't know if that was in.
That was in from the face that I saw at this angle. That was in.
I just know that Dempsey recognized it and
Dempsey really wants to do that single leg sweep. 130. Dempsey now is putting in the pressure. He really wants to go into overtime with the bigger gas tank.
Oh,
nice.
Snap down. Nice snap.
Great snap down. Working to get to the back.
Right to the back.
Oh, that was textbook.
And he's doing one of my favorite things. You see how he's locking his feet behind that leg? I prefer to triangle that leg, but that's what I like to do from the back rather than full hooks.
Just to shut down the hips.
Just to shut down the hips.
So just under a minute left. Dempsey with the north-south control.
I think Chad is tired more than.
Fields is definitely
that's going to be a
gassing out.
hard. That's going to be a hard choke to get on Chad Fields.
Now, Fields is going to have to be pushing tons and tons of pressure right now just to keep him heavy. Going in for the necktie.
Getting a call from Steve, the Creepy Weasel Montgomery. Steve, if you're listening and watching,
We're working.
we're working. Another back take.
15 seconds left. Less than 10 seconds, man. Dempsey really, really putting in that pressure work, trying to smother Fields just to get him as gassed
And
out
now
as
it's gonna
possible
be
in the overtime.
Golden
Score.
score.
Golden Corral. We're going into Golden Corral scoring. Right back into it.
That's like rule number 1 of wrestling.
Maggie Grandotti not sparing the judgment. She really wants the best for her fighters. Dempsey is going in, putting all the pressure. Stutter step fake out. He's looking to get that snap down or the drop one more time. Dempsey with the double under.
Double unders.
Oh. Getting in out of the
If that
competition area right when he was getting towards the back. So he
yeah,
loses that.
that sucks.
He did
Because
not
that
have
would have
full
been a
control.
beautiful position to be in. He would have gotten those. That points would have been right there.
Fields is definitely losing it. He's losing the gas, unfortunately. Dempsey gets the takedown. Great pressure.
Great timing. Great
Yeah.
timing on that shot by Dempsey.
Winner in overtime, Chris Dempsey. Let's give it up for these two warriors. That was some great grappling, guys. Some good wrestling. All right, moving on. We're going back to the super fights. Up next, from Combat Club Burns BJJ, John Yap.
A little slap and grapple.
His opponent, from Jim Alers Martial Arts, Chris Daniels.
This is one of my favorite events of all time, is the slap grapple. Jonathan Yap is the current combat grappling champion for XFN.
So this is actually a combat jiu-jitsu match. So there will be some slaps. Yap going with the quick single leg. Gets pulled into guard now because
Now the slaps can begin.
the slaps can begin. Chris Daniels can
Chris
start
Daniels
swinging.
first with the slap.
Daniels pops right back up. So now there'll be a break in the slaps. Oh, so that was smart. That's doable.
That's in the rules.
That's in the rules. Yeah.
That's it.
So, yes. So, yeah. Yeah. So, the confusion is Daniel's playing it smart. The
was
rule
beautiful.
The rule is you need to have 3 points of contact on the floor to be able to start striking. So,
Referee Caio Terra loved that.
Caio Uruguay.
I like to say Caio Terra.
So that was definitely a smart play by Daniels, just to kind of catch Yap off guard. Yap back into the
Another
single leg.
Beautiful takedown.
Same takedown.
Yep. Looks like Yap's gonna look to pass that half butterfly.
So The crowd really getting into it. Combat jiu-jitsu seems to always have that effect on people. Once people start slapping.
Once the slaps start coming, man, it's hard. It's so fun. It becomes so fun. I never want to do it. Don't get me wrong, but it's
They don't tickle. Yap trying to set up the Darce. So he's really trying to get control with the slaps.
Yeah, but I think Chris's hair helped.
Blocks a lot of it.
Yeah,
Chris Daniels looking to set up
for
a
that
Kimura.
And his arms are extended, but Yap needs to lean in. He's using his knee as a
block it.
pry.
He goes to reverse it to get out of it.
Passes the side.
Some good fast grappling. Yap goes to set up, grab the back. Doesn't have full control. Loses control. Now, I'm looking to see if Daniels is going to go for that drop knee slap again.
Yeah, Chris Daniels is slapping from a lot of angles, and that's smart.
That's a good setup, especially it's so easy to forget what kind of grappling situation you're in. So, great snap down to go for a single leg. Yap reverses it.
Yep, going to pass that right side of Daniels. Yap's
Going
left.
for some body shots.
Got to
So-
score.
Shots to the head and the body are legal. So you could slap the thigh, you could slap the torso, you could slap the face.
You can slap anywhere your hand can reach.
Great
Beautiful pass. Beautiful pass by John Yap.
Keeping control now. You do have to be careful because you still can eat a couple of shots from this angle. So it looks like Yap is looking to set up a side control. Daniels' hips are elevated, so it's really kind of giving him a harder time from being able to move out. Manages to go around, cut the corner, back to standing.
Will there be what's overtime for combat? Is there
Same rules.
Same
so
rules.
It'll be 4 minutes overtime, golden points or a golden score for that one as well. Yap stuffs the takedown. So since there's no points, it's a little bit easier to give up a takedown.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It goes to ref's decision. They got to take the whole match into consideration, not just the overtime. And then if we're
Daniels with the drop slap once again does not phase Yap. Goes for it again. That was a doozy.
Beautiful. And it just made me swear.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to swear, but that was beautiful.
That got all palm. That was not fingertips.
That was. But here's the thing: do those count more than what Yap's doing?
I would think so because he is attacking. So he's actually now going for the drop leg slap into a takedown, which is a good way to set up a takedown. It's no different than if you're throwing a
missed
jab.
the takedown. Yap got the takedown.
Right. So it's really on how he follows through with it. So did he get the slap? Sure. But did he lose the takedown? There you go. Don't forget, you can join our conversation by joining the chat room on Facebook or YouTube. Yap going for the back. Daniels in turtle position. Yap once again going for the back, but he dropped a little early. He needs a little bit more control. Shrimps out to try and flatten out Daniels. Just under 2 minutes. Yap going with the body triangle. Now he can start slapping.
Yap needs a little bit more mustard on them smacks.
Yeah. I think he's not slapping through, he's slapping against.
Yes.
That's one of the things that a lot of people don't realize. It's just like a punch. You have to follow through. So Daniel's trying to set up a ankle lock from the back. So really looking to keep double wrist control to avoid getting slapped. Yap really going in on town with the slaps. Yap gets into submission. It's hard to see from here, but he's getting a rear naked choke in. With a body triangle and a rear naked choke in. Daniels is fighting through it. It looks like he might be cranking on his jaw.
We can't tell if he's in there or not.
It looks like it's across the jaw.
We've got 15 seconds.
Yep. He's got to hold out another few seconds, and they'll be able to start back up on the feet. Wow, Daniels manages to fight through the last minute with his back taken and his jaw cranked.
Yap's face is red.
So now we have to really, really be careful with the points and the takedowns. So will Daniels try and go for the drop knee slap again? Or are we going to be seeing, yep, he goes for it. Yap manages to fight off that reverse takedown there. Coach Corey McGuire really getting heated.
That's a smart move. Yeah, don't worry about the slaps. Worry about...
Yap stuffs the takedown.
And there
Yap
it is.
gets the takedown.
Yap fired up for that win. And well, he should be. That was a great match.
Winner in overtime, Jonathan Yap.
Let's give it up for these two again. Here's your trophy going. You're not as ready as I thought you were going to be, man. Those were some crazy shots. Congratulations, Coach. Let's give it up for these two one more time. Awesome fight, fellas. Great job.
That was so fun. That is my new favorite technique. Is it's on his.
All right. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little hyped up now. So, moving back on to the tournament. Up first, Eric Alequin against Danny Collazo.
Sorry, I'm still hyped up about that combat jiu-jitsu match. It's off? Oh, yeah, you're good, don't worry. Alequin going for the quick guard pull.
Eric's hair looking straight out of like Mad Max.
I'm okay with that.
No, I'm digging it. I'm just saying it looks like it's right out of Mad Max.
I'm a bit jealous of the beard, that's all.
No, I am too. You know how I feel about my beard.
So Danny really shutting down the knee shield. Eric is looking like he might want to set up a Kimura to keep Danny from scooping his head in.
The thing is, what's so weird is I know Eric's got an incredible top game that he keeps pulling.
You know what, though? He's one of the guys down here that was really ahead of everybody else on working on the leg lock game. So I know he's extremely confident on his guard game. So it looks like he might want to set up the shoulder crush. Sumigashi sweep again.
Looking for that elevation. He's got that shoulder.
Great shift by Danny to stay on his feet with the double under.
I'd like to see, here's the thing. That scissor choke works.
Absolutely.
It's
a little harder to get, though.
Yeah, but he was in that perfect position. He locked those legs behind that.
It's really cool to see just how much of Wagner's game is in Danny's game as well, especially when he starts working on his floating pass like that.
Yeah, Danny's a very talented grappler. His fights in XFN is, I've seen it showcased.
And not to mention Eric. Eric has won fights with leg locks. So his
He even
game
got
is no joke.
he at one XFN he got bit
Yeah,
twice, I think.
I remember. I was there. Yes, he got bit twice.
Had teeth marks on his ribs and on the back of his leg
And on his
after going for an arm bar.
So Eric is really keeping active with that butterfly hook. Danny really trying to shut down the leg game of Eric Alequin. So you see Eric looking like he's going to go setting up the Ashigarami. Now it's locking in the leg.
See, that's how you can get to that Kyotera, or
Straight ankle lock.
straight ankle lock. It's
There's a
from this
couple of
position.
sweeps. Yeah, see, so now, depending on how your opponent wants to come out, you can set yourself up into a calf slicer or a heel hook. Ooh, Eric's taking a shot to the face.
Yeah, a little bit of a kick to the face, but it was
Unintentional.
inadvertent. It was the right way to defend that, though. You want to step out, step back.
If he underhooks, you cross face with your forearm. Good, Danny. Beautiful.
So much high level jiu-jitsu in Florida. People.
Underestimate.
Well, I don't know if they underestimate, but the fact of the matter is there's a lot of incredible schools down here.
Danny with the double leg control. Nice step over to keeps working for the pass. But Eric manages to regain his guard there.
Attach to the hips next time. You need your head attached to the hips next time. On the opposite side, you want to pass his knees. Circle.
On the head and on
Eric
the neck now.
Alequin trying to roll out. Danny going to set up, looking like he's looking for a snap down, trying to set up a guillotine.
Nothing. Underhook, chin strap, underhook, and dump him. Chin strap, underhook, and dump him.
Eric managed to sprawl out and get on top. Now, this is the first we've seen Eric working from the top so far in this tournament.
Yeah, and again, like I said, I know he's got I've been underneath his top game, so I know how dangerous it can be.
Eric training from Gamblers Jiu-Jitsu in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Danny going for the lockdown to try and keep Eric there from moving. Like, this does put a big strain on your knees.
But the problem is it locks you in as well.
Eric tries to set up the Kimura, almost took Danny's back.
Got it
Working
beautiful,
towards
right
the
into
arm
the
bar.
arm bar.
Great transition. Like, Danny's stacking. He's
He's
going to be
got-
working to try and pull his shoulder
Danny's
out.
defending here, so Eric's going to have to
He's getting his
transition.
knee in, yeah. He manages to come out.
Danny, 2.5 minutes, you keep the pace. You're not going to get tired. Let's go. Watch yourself, Danny. Good. Good, Danny. You know what to set up here, but I need your head attached to the hip if you're going to do it for that much.
Danny keeping the pressure, really fighting through that armbar attempt. It was a great transition from Eric, working the Kimura grip to take the back and then switch back out to an armbar. And we're still in regular time, by the way.
Yeah, it seems like there's been a lot going on. But again, this is what you expect from the second round of a tournament.
Absolutely.
You expect the fights to get even harder.
So now Eric once again trying to set up into the knee bar. He was trying to get into the Ashigarami, rolling into a heel hook. Looks like Eric might have taken another shot to the nose, so he's just making sure he's not bleeding.
Eric's using those hooks.
Here, perfect. Perfect. Get
It's almost like I don't know. like, is Eric? Seems like he might be saving himself for like.
I think he understands the longevity of today's tournament, so he's not going to go
He's
all
not
out.
really exerting a lot of.
But he's always been
But he's always active.
Danny's trying to go for the steamer lock. Eric is definitely a cool fighter under pressure. He looks like he was about to go for a stand-up double leg takedown, but he didn't commit fully.
Eric keeps checking his face. It looks like it's a rough one.
It looks like he might have, that kick to the face might have been a little bit more of a stinger he's starting to feel. Danny really putting in the pressure.
Yeah.
Out and in. 30 seconds.
With just less than 30 seconds to go in regular time. Eric looks to be keeping his cool and just slowly working to set up.
10 seconds, Danny, you're good. Just watch, Danny, good.
Danny definitely won't be outworked, that's for sure.
Danny, good. 2, 1.
And that's time. We are going into overtime now. 4-minute match. So first person to score a point will win. Danny fakes the takedown.
Smart. Question is Eric going to pull, or is there going to be a wrestling match now? Did Eric save himself for the wrestling match?
It's too close now for him to really pull. Like Danny's
Beautiful entry by Danny.
If Danny gets the takedown, he gets the point.
Yeah, but he's no point.
Eric works. He has to get a hook in for it to
Get the
count.
hook in to get that point.
So now, if Danny mentions him to bump him off, that counts as a takedown. And that's a takedown. No. Great fight from
Great
Eric
fight from
Alequin.
Eric Alequin. He's on the head.
So now he either has to turn him or take his back.
That
Danny
was
with the
beautiful
single.
wrestling.
Danny with the single. Eric's back has to be on the mat for him to count. If Danny gets that other hook in and manages to keep controls, he'll get it. Danny gets both of his hooks in. He manages to sneak in. He catches Eric sleeping in the transition. What a great match. What a great overtime match.
Great overtime match. It was one hook.
Winner in overtime, Danny Collazo.
One hook. It came down to one hook.
Man,
That was
great work,
beautiful.
guys. Let's give it up for him again.
Herbert.
All right, our next match, Mauricio Gomez versus Yuri Villefort.
These matches are incredible, Alex.
Now, for those of you that have been with us from the beginning, Mauricio had a great match at the very beginning. Yuri as well. Yuri had a great match that lasted, I think it went all 15 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, in the house, Herbert Burns, number one contender in the UFC. Yuri
Collar, elbow, tie up. This starts with the hand fights.
really working to establish that control at the beginning. I think Mauricio knows that this is not a match that you want to just give up control early on.
Mauricio pulls, trying to frame on that head.
Mauricio feinting the Gogo Plata attempt.
thing is what he's doing kind of two things there. When he's opening up the pass on the side that he wants, that omoplata or gogoplata, that'll open it up. You let them pass by, they pass right into the
Sign.
omoplata.
Right.
A bit of a lasso.
Looking like he's trying to get in under. Oh. Yuri manages to slip out to north-south, but now he's risking the knee bar. Mauricio really trying to get in to possibly get a heel hook.
Yuri working hard to clear that knee line. And you have to when someone's going for that leg.
Quick
Mauricio.
little threat attempt on the triangle from Mauricio.
Mauricio's nonstop looking for that leg rip, man. That leg rip to the ashi, maybe. Pulling himself inverted.
So there he goes,
Beautiful.
he gets it. Now he's looking to start working towards a heel hook.
Got it in the honey hole.
Our referee, Marcelo Cohen, world champ, manages to reset him. Yuri catches Mauricio sleeping and rips his leg out.
I don't know if he really was. I don't think he caught him sleeping. I just think he
ripped it and the hell out of that.
he just ripped it.
Mauricio very calm as Yuri goes to smash and try and pass. Now this may seem
That's a
awkward
high
for some
guard,
people,
man.
but that's a high rubber guard. He's really trying to set up either a gogoplata or work his way into an omoplata.
Mauricio's game is so transitional from one attack to another attack to another attack.
He's
If
definitely
he
doesn't let you
extends
sleep.
He attacks. If he gets you to bite in, he attacks.
So he keeps on working that lasso in. Once again, trying to set up a rubber guard. Keeping a very high guard. In hopes of keeping Yuri from being able to
Framing
smash.
the chin, looking to frame the chin. So now he's pulling that. So what Mauricio might do is might drop that leg on his right side. So Yuri will pass to that side and set up that omoplata, or he's looking for the gogoplata, one or the other.
Now, when you get someone that's a little bit like thicker and muscular, like Yuri, you definitely need your flexibility to get that foot over the shoulder blade, right under the chin. Mauricio's still working towards that gogoplata setup. It looks to me like he might have too much of a gap between his knee and
It's
Yuri's
working.
shoulder blade.
He might be working that in though, Alex, because it keeps getting closer and closer. Now
He could be working to try and set up a sweep if he keeps that hook there.
Yeah,
it's a little
because-
bit tougher
because-
to get that leverage.
yeah.
There you go. So the weight shift, the hip shift from Yuri opened his shoulders back up to move. Just under 3.5 to go in regular time.
Man, Mauricio utilizing that chin.
You know, and that's one of those things that a lot of people are afraid of trying to do, but you are trying to get someone off of you.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is competition. This isn't the training room. You do what you got to do.
We got $2,000 on the line. A lesser opponent definitely would have backed out of that position, but I think Yuri's suffered worse. Mauricio trying to work the wrist control. Still trying to set up that shoulder crush there.
Yeah, it's like it's.
He's switching sides. So he definitely sees the possibility for that gogoplata.
So dangerous, though. I mean, if you don't have that flexibility, for those at home that are thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to start utilizing the rubber guard, it's not for everybody. If
you're not someone that warms up before training, if you don't warm up before training, you ain't going to get it.
Or you need really flexible hips or really flexible knees.
So you're really trying to stay low, trying to stay under the ankle of Mauricio. Looks like Yuri's just making sure he's keeping his time, keeping his pressure, fighting off the position attempt from Mauricio. Mauricio looking like to switch real quick to the Kimura. I think Mauricio's starting to finally let go of that attempt for it.
Yeah.
And now it's up to Yuri to put as much pressure as possible.
I'm wondering if Yuri's just looking to kind of hold him here for that golden.
It would be his advantage
points.
for sure. But he has to be careful. I mean, Mauricio is no slouch, so he's going to keep on going for it. It's just Yuri is able to stay calm in a position where most people would start freaking out as to how close Mauricio is on closing that in.
Yeah, because I mean, if we're going off of this, Mauricio's threatened with more.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to,
Oh, close triangle attempt. Just under 30 seconds to go. And Yuri stands up. He's definitely going to be looking to cool down a little bit and get a breather.
Tournament. Mauricio is a smaller man than Yuri, and it shows you how a different jiu-jitsu game can nullify size.
Especially if it's someone that's not really intimidated by everything. So now we go into overtime. 4 minutes on the clock. First point wins. So Yuri's definitely going to be looking for a takedown as quick as possible. Mauricio keeping straight eye contact. He's not even worried about it.
Mauricio looking for that finger lock so then he can probably pull guard, but Yuri's looking for the shot. He's not gonna bite on those
pump fake.
No, on the finger lock. I don't think.
Yeah. Yuri goes for pulling the guard. That's something I didn't expect. So Yuri's definitely going to try and go for a single leg to reverse it. So now if Yuri just said, oh, that's a great strategy by Yuri.
Yeah.
To try and bait him in.
First minute of the golden points. That was
smart. No. Yuri's not going to sit there.
Yeah, Yuri doesn't want to play that game.
And he's smart because he doesn't want to get caught in another 3 minutes of a stalemate.
Right.
So he wants that point. He wants to grapple.
And again, this is what jiu-jitsu is, trying to get people into your game, right?
Yep.
You want people in your game.
So
Yuri's going to work for that pass hard now.
Yuri's going to go real hard for this now. If he keeps that control, and that's it. Oh, the back is not on the floor yet. No. You got it. And the referees give it to Yuri. He kept control.
Great match.
Winner in overtime, Yuri Villefort.
Great tough match there. Now we're getting back into the super fights.
Great match, guys. Up next, for the super fight, from Sanford MMA, Steve Mowry.
I don't know Steve Mowry. I know a tall Steve.
His opponent, from Jim Alers Martial Arts, PJ Jackson.
So this is just a no-gi match. It will not be a combat jiu-jitsu match. PJ looks like he forgot his necklace on.
When my one student leaves his necklace on, I call him Manolo from the old Scarface movie. Manolo used to love his gold chain. Uh-oh, we can't get the chain off.
PJ Jackson managing to get the necklace off and get him ready. Herbert. And here we go. Regular time, 8 minutes.
I've never rolled with PJ, but I have rolled with Tall Steve, and Steve is a handful.
Now, Steve has won several of his MMA fights via Kimura. He's
just so, like, you don't realize how big he is until you're
standing next to him. Yeah, or you're right next to him. Now, great rollout from PJ Jackson getting into the crowd. Now, Steve is actually a brown belt with Burns BJJ. Like I said, he has some great grappling. He's amazingly strong. So the fact that PJ is able to even get to this part is pretty impressive.
Yeah. I've rolled with Steve, and I was like, he's pretty strong.
Listen, I got into half guard, and that was it.
And he's pretty long. I eventually swept him, but it took me about 8 minutes. And then he
toyed with you.
Beautiful shot by
Goes for
Steve.
the guillotine, then shoots down with the level change for the double leg.
Right into side control.
So start looking for that Kimura setup.
Or head and arm. Yeah, it looks like he's setting up for that head and arm. Stepping over. Not looking for that. Oh.
And he gets the Kimura.
Americana lock.
In. The Americana lock is in. Oh, PJ manages to fight it out, but he gives up the
right
mount.
into mount by Steve. And look how long Steve is. He can almost lock their feet in. I mean, that's what he's doing. He's locking.
And he walks around at, like 240? So you do not want to feel that pressure.
Steve looking for that. I think Steve's looking for the head and arm. And I got to tell you, it's a smart move.
Absolutely. He's not going to give up the position for an armbar.
No. Here's the thing: is PJ's probably under here for the duration of the rest of the match, just because of the size.
Yeah. Now he's got to be careful because he keeps either putting his hand way up high or right under Steve's hips. Looks like Steve might be trying to set up the arm triangle or working his way into an Ezekiel.
That's a head and arm.
Head and arm is in.
Yep. And Steve's going to try to
He's
pressure
tall
from
enough
on
to get
top.
it from there.
Yep, for sure.
PJ's getting like red. He's still fighting through it. Now, his mistake is that he's trying to get out of it. He's going to give the side that gives Steve the most control and the most power. He's trying to answer the phone. PJ manages to get out.
Fought out of that.
He almost made the mistake of giving Steve the proper side for that head and arm triangle. It looks like there's a little bit of blood already coming out of either one of the competitors. Steve looking to set it up again.
I think it's PJ. I think it's from his face.
Could be.
Getting mashed up against his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I think PJ's going to be stuck under here for the duration of the match.
He's got
4:30
left under here.
It is so hard to get out from underneath that length. It really is. But PJ's sticking tough, man. You got to love it. Looking for the
trying to do a
Upa.
bump, but
Looking for that Upa.
now he's got the head and arm triangle in.
Yeah, can't see from this side.
He's going to try and weave his leg out slowly while keeping control. And he's smothering his face with it.
PJ out again.
And all credit to PJ because there's not a lot of people that are willing to take a match against Steve Mowry. Steve keeping the heavy hips.
Looking for the head and arm on the other side. Or that same side, I guess. It's other side now because I can see it.
Steve looking to switch now. He's risking it with his arm out, but Steve likes to keep control, so he's not going to risk going for an arm bar. Steve really getting that arm up there. That is not a fun one. Now the head and arm triangle's in.
That's tight. That's tight.
Steve
Now
slowly
he's stepping
switching
over.
out. I thought I saw a tap, but no.
Nope, not a tap.
He went back into the mount. So Steve is really going to work.
Steve needs to look into that
squeezing.
ear. If Steve's got to look into that ear.
PJ manages to get
Wow,
out
PJ
again.
I don't know how he's fighting out of these head and arms.
I know his neck must have cracked a couple of times, that's for sure.
PJ trying to unlace those legs, but again,
And to be honest, that might be what's saving him during the head and arm triangle attempts. He's risking giving up his back.
gift wrap by Steve.
Now he's looking to set it
Now
up again.
that head and arm on the other side. Now it's the other side.
Straight into answering the phone, hoping to block.
Yeah, see, I would see the phone, the answering the phone, even though it's working for PJ, is not an escape.
It just kind of buys you time.
Just buys you time. But for PJ, it's working because it's
He's still
buying him
alive.
time. He's still alive.
Steve bringing his knees up to try and really keep control of the shoulders and the arms.
Steve might be looking for S mount or a triangle.
With 1:30 left to go in regular time. Steve's going straight into the back, and PJ manages to roll back into giving him the mount. With 1 minute to go in regular time. Steve with double wrist control. He's probably going to try and push the arm down and go for a Americana attempt. So now, because he's going to side control, he's going straight for the Kimura. Yep. He's working for the grip. Now it's in, and he goes straight for the tap.
Winner by submission, Steve Mowry.
And how PJ survived all those head and arms is beyond.
Steve, don't forget to grab your trophy. Big round of applause for Steve Mowry, everyone.
Steve getting his picture with the Burns boys.
Can we get Herbert Burns over here for a quick interview? Let's get this on camera. Let's go. Can you get off the phone for 2 seconds? Ladies and gentlemen, Herbert Burns. So, what do you think about the Burns BJJ King of Combat tournament so far?
Yeah, couple good fights. I'm excited. You know, I like shooting already. You saw Danny and Aaron 244. I like that fight. And yeah, excited a couple more fights.
So, do you think we could do a Herbert versus Gilbert super fight? Can we make it? You want to make it a combat jiu-jitsu? So, out of all the matches so far, what has impressed you the most?
I saw a couple fights. I saw the Yuri fight too. The guy was very tough. I just knew he super fights. And yeah, so excited to the action. You know, sometimes
So when you see all these guys compete, and you've been well known for your gas tank and just how hard you push, what's your biggest piece of advice for the remainder of the matches?
Yeah, just, like, try to outwork the guy. That's fine. To a competition, I try to for sure prepare myself very good. And here, I try to hunt for a situation, try to finish the fight sometimes. Sometimes it's not going to work, but at least I'm going to outwork the guy. And CJ is doing that. We might do a combat jiu-jitsu, BJJ with his new hair.
Love the hair. So what's next for Gilbert Burns? What can we see from him?
Next for me, I'm going to grapple. I have a grappling super fight October 3rd from group number 1. We're going to grappling. And in the meantime, we'll be waiting for the time to start. It's a way to confirm this week for the day.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Gilbert Burns, everybody.
Now that that is over with, let's get back into some grappling action. Because now it looks like we're going back into the tournament.
All right, we're going to be moving back into the tournament. Up next, Corey McGuire. His opponent, Ricky Samilia.
It's always fun when I get my brother, Gilbert Burns, especially when I catch him by surprise and I make him do an interview unannounced.
Yeah, he was not expecting that.
So Corey definitely put a lot of gas tank out in this first match. So Ricky has a high pace. I'm curious to see how Corey's going to handle it, Ricky's pace.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Corey left enough in the gas tank.
So again, in comparison, Corey went the full match, while Ricky's match was done rather quick. So Ricky's for sure has a lot more energy, but Corey's
got the Kimura. Corey trying to step through.
Ricky's actually kind of stretching out his own arm. Has to stay flat. And walking his own hand back.
Trying to walk it in, I think.
To try and at least grab a hold of his own hip or his thigh if possible.
If I was Corey, I would go to that straight arm lock. I would have switched to that straight arm lock and then switch back to the Kimura. Give him something to think about, because you could go to that straight arm lock right from that Kimura grip.
Look at
Ricky's
managing
legs
to grab himself a little bit of half guard.
Yep.
To try and buy himself some time to get out of this Kimura grip. Corey just adjusted it, so now it's definitely in. But Ricky manages to finally grab a hold of his thigh.
Yeah, but what I'd like to see Corey do would be switch his hips, step over the head of Ricky Samilia. Use that as a pry.
To get the arm out.
Maybe get him up on his side, and then you can work another attack from there. Beautiful work by Samilia, using that knee
to get his own hand
to get his arm out. But now Corey's on top. That's beautiful. Samilia looking for that half guard, using his hand to catch him back into that half guard.
Corey manages to get into the mount. It's a little bit of quarter mount. He still has one
a little
foot
quarter
trapped.
mount. He's got a lot of pressure. Can't see what Samilia is doing with his feet, but he's trying to stop that leg from coming through. Now he's getting deeper into that half. But still, you still got to deal with the pressure of McGuire.
He manages to get himself some more time, some more space. Corey with the knee shield. So now, after 3 minutes of a scramble, now we get a little bit more of a cerebral game going. Where Ricky was trying to set up an Ashigarami, and Corey jumped into it, slips out and gets into the back.
Corey's back control is incredible.
Our photographer, Gabriel Langwin, in the back, getting into some action. Corey really fighting to keep that back control there. He slips out.
Yeah, he just couldn't get the hooks in.
See, this is what I love too about these kinds of tournaments where it's submission only. We don't have to worry about keeping track of the points. Corey threatening the Kimura grip again. Ricky still has one foot stuck in the half guard, so it's a little bit harder to get
I'll tell you
out.
what, one of my favorite things to do is to use that Kimura to get to pry him to the other side, and then I like to sneak that half guard leg over to the Ashigarami. Gives me a double attack there. But that's me.
Yeah.
I'm not Corey McGuire. Corey, close on that.
Great guard pass from Ricky.
No. That was a sweep attempt. Knew that was coming. Beautiful. Corey again looking for the back. Corey threatening from all kinds of angles.
Gets one hook in.
He's got both.
Gets both. Now it's trying to work towards a body triangle. Ricky managing to keep the top foot off the hip. Let's see if we get a same reversal as last time. You got to give credit. Ricky's back take defense. Yeah, but his back take defense is pretty solid. Scramble again. Corey ends up on top.
Ricky keeps giving up that Kimura there.
Have to be careful where your hand is. Yep. We're risking the arm triangle. Now see, Corey's giving him a chance to keep on trying to grab that inside leg. So one hook in from the inside.
Yeah, that's not good for Corey.
Ricky getting himself into a deep half now.
And
Corey threatening the Kimura.
Attacks that Kimura again. Now this is closer. This is closer. Straight arm lock is right there. If you
the best part is that we have one of the masters of the Kimura sequence, Marcelo Cohen, here looking on. So I'm curious to see what he's thinking about this whole sequence.
Whoa. That was
Ricky with the back
Ricky
take.
with the slick back take from the Kimura attempt by Corey McGuire. This looks like he's going for a bow and arrow.
Yeah. Locking in a triangle, and he gets it. Triangle armbar from the side of Ricky Samilia.
Winner by submission, Ricky Samilia. Great job. Up next, Mike Bruno versus Chris Dempsey.
Wow, how did the big boys end up in the same place? It's like
I don't know, but I love it. It's going to be good because now we're going to end up, really the way you look at it, we're going to have a big size difference at the end. Can we give a big round of applause for our cameraman, Brian, here? He's definitely helped us a lot. He's also my strength and conditioning coach. Dempsey and Bruno, now this is going to be a good wrestling match.
Yeah.
I think Bruno's still a little bit rested from his last match, and Dempsey...
They both got a pretty good rest. They should
Yeah.
be fine. But again...
Dempsey was the most active, though, out of the two in their last match. So to see really where the big guys are going to take it now, it's going to be interesting.
Head to head, Mike, that's wide. Forehead to forehead, forehead to forehead.
2-on-1 for Bruno, trying to keep Chris' head down.
Looks like
He switched.
Dempsey is baiting something there.
It looks
It
like
was
he
just-
almost wants him to go for the guillotine so he
yeah.
can go for the single.
Oh, was that a headbutt?
It looked like it. It sounded
That
like
sounded
it too.
like a nice headbutt.
Well, Dempsey and Kodiak definitely were going at it on their last match. A couple of clubs coming in.
Yeah.
Dempsey's definitely starting a lot harder this time around compared to his last match.
Your left side. There again.
Dempsey's really, really good at getting
That head up, Mike.
that single hook in.
That head up, Mike.
Just
Yep.
a single arm.
Good, Mike. Up.
Putting all the pressure down on the shoulder and the head.
Yeah, that'll wear you out.
Up, Mike.
Now he has to be careful. Nice. Some good slaps there by accident.
Again, it looks like Dempsey is setting something up there. He wants
He wants the action for his
wants
reaction.
Bruno to come in on him there. I'm wondering what he's trying to set up.
Well, we know he's not a guard puller, but he definitely wants that snap down.
Protect your neck, Mike. Let's go. Protect your neck, Mike. Mike, grab a single. Mike, try to grab that single.
Now, see,
Good, Mike.
his mistake on that one is he didn't have the knee torqued out to go towards into the back take. So he didn't have to submit. Didn't have the position as locked down as he should. Did he
looks
go
like-
for a
That's in.
collar tie there?
No, Colombian necktie.
Yeah.
Mike pops out, but
gotta come up. Great
Mike should have
control.
came on top there. That was his chance right there.
Come on, Mike. Let's go. We need you to move off your knees.
Now Dempsey really, really has to lock in that control before he goes for the transition there. Looks like he's trying to set it up. He's going to go for it again. Bruno's staying very, very calm throughout this whole time.
Giving you a fireman there too, Mike. Let's go. Mike, grab
So he's going to try and flip him over.
that single leg right there. He's on his knees, Mike.
He really wants to bait for that guillotine.
Pressure, Mike.
No. Now he's going for the back again.
Mike, grab a single. Let's go.
Dempsey seems to be kind of rushing the back take before he has full control. Going for the guillotine again.
Mike, grab a leg. Grab that single. Grab that single. Right there, Mike. The single leg.
4 minutes to go in regular time.
Come to your knees. Turn. Come on, Mike. Come back to your knees, Mike.
He's trying to set it up again. Great rollout from Dempsey. Looks like Bruno might be tired.
He's fighting off a lot of
Submission
strangle
attempts. Dempsey much better back control now. So he's got only one hook in, but a little bit of a lockdown, so it's keeping Bruno from being able to really sprawl out.
Mike's just seems like he's just content to turtle up there and defend.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to get through the regular time and get to that golden points. But he's you know, if it does go to referee's decision, he's
not gonna enjoy the results for that one.
yeah.
You know what's funny? A lot of people make that they want to tough it out to get to the points time, and then sometimes they're going to be too gassed out from defending for so long, and then hoping they can finally just take a single point. Could he go for a banana split? I could have. Back into the turtle position for Bruno.
Protecting yourself.
He's all. This is Dempsey's all over Bruno right now. It's like
Yeah.
Bruno's just defending.
Double hook in. Looking to flatten out. Oh, he only had one.
That's
And
the
he
tap.
gets the tap with the crank. By submission, Chris Dempsey. Just go. Up next for the super fight, from Fight Sports, Joao Costa. His opponent from Combat Club Burns BJJ, Gabe Concepcion. Joao in the all black from Fight Sports, and Gabe in the black and blue shorts from Burns BJJ.
Gabe is a long dude, especially compared to Zhao.
Joao with a lot of tape on his foot there.
Looks like it's the toe.
Yeah. That is not fun. Great head control. And they're really fighting for this head control right now. Joao trying to really drop his weight onto Gabe. Oh, good single leg. Gabe really fighting to set up a Kimura and retain his guard. I mean, you can see maybe the nervous energy, or really just the aggression from Gabe, just how hard he's just going through each position, each movement.
Yeah, Zhao looks stout, so like he probably has to exert a lot of muscle to move Zhao.
So Gabe's very explosive. Gabe was trying to set up with the arm drag to get into the single. Gabe is really looking to stay in his face. They're really fighting for that head control. Joao is going for that single leg, but he gets stuffed. Trying to get a little bit more grip onto his feet.
This is the, a lot of people don't realize how much it's not so much technique, but how much strategy goes into this part of the game.
Well, it's always that beginning that once you get that first setup, it kind of helps you dictate the pace, and then your opponent is always stuck following that chain of responding instead of deciding. Gabe is really looking to stay in his face the whole time. Joao looks unfazed. Joao's trying to do his best. You can tell he's really working towards conserving his energy and staying calm. He looks like he might have gotten jabbed in the eye just a little bit. Quick time, he got a little bit of a finger poke in the eye.
It happens. Rubbing's racing.
What did you just say?
I said rubbing is racing.
I don't know what kind of rubbing you're doing.
Have you never seen Days of Thunder?
Not in like 20 years.
Get that elbow off your knee. I don't like that. Yeah. Tight elbow is good. Good stance there, Gabe. That's good.
Gabe is really trying to go in for that
You got wrist control now.
arm drag. A little bit of a tough club coming from Joao on that one.
looked like Gabe was setting up a left. Did you
looked like
see
it,
that? There was a chuck, and it looked like a left was coming right up behind it.
I think he was trying to grab him as he was flying away.
Fighting, brother. I like that wrist control. Maybe work it yourself. Don't reach for it too much, though, Gabe. Don't reach for it too much. Elbows nice and tight. Good. I like the wrist control. You're halfway through.
4 minutes to go. Great arm drag from Joao. Great timing.
Work the arm guard. Control his posture, Gabe. Gabe, we're fine. Remember, it's a
Gabe, here's the thing: is Gabe's got really long legs,
Yeah.
so this might work into Gabe's.
It all depends on, again, if he gets caught in another situation like that where he's overreaching and putting too much pressure out.
Maybe work to sit up to a Kimura. There it is.
More attempt.
Sit up, sweep, maybe. Back to the close.
When he opens up again, I want your left leg stepping over his leg.
Maybe keep feeding him the Kimura with that body lock. Those arms are so long.
Gabe's really trying to keep that pressure in. And he manages to get the Kimura sweep. Joao fighting him off.
Hey, hand fighting. Stay on your knees good here. Have good balance, Gabe.
Play the leg.
Just like when you
Sweeps.
stand in the knee, Gabe. Good hand.
Sweeps.
You're comfortable here, Joel. You got this.
Good hand fighting. Heavy on the knees. He tries to come up. Back up to our feet.
It's one of those things, and it's like a lot of people
He worked those double overs, right, Gabe?
get their game around certain submissions or certain, positions. Very rarely do you see a lot of people wrap their game around sweeps.
He's starting to get a little upright there, Gabe.
But if sweeps can be the center of your
Tough club coming
game,
from Gabe.
then you're safe almost from everywhere. As long as you can start working your game.
It's a good part of the transition if you can sit there and start your positional game from a sweep.
Keep a good solid stance, right? Elbows tight.
Right, because you're on your back. If you're on your back, that's the worst place you can be in jiu-jitsu, unless you're a super guard player. But even if you are a guard player, you're still on your back. So if you're competing,
2 minutes left.
it can look like you're losing.
A little bit of a tough kick there coming from Joao.
Maybe that's why he taped up his toe.
Could be.
Good. Light on your feet, Gabe. Good.
Just under 2 minutes left to go in regular time.
Minute 45. He's heavy on his feet.
Good. Circle. Circle a little bit for me, Gabe. Yeah. Don't cross. Yeah, good circle.
Minute and a half, Joel.
Gabe looks like he wants to reach.
Good. Yep, guys.
Left his neck in there.
Joao was really going
Wow.
for a guillotine. It was a great fake out,
Gabe, you got less than
but Gabe got caught
a minute and 20 seconds.
overreacting on his own fake out.
Push it crossface, crossface. Beautiful.
Well, it was a double pump fake. It was I fake you, you fake me. You got me.
Then I bit on your fake.
That hand behind your head's not helping. Yes,
You
control the
can
posture.
stand up if you want.
So Joao knows now that he's got to be careful of that Kimura sweep. Don't forget, you can join the conversation by joining us on our YouTube channel live or on Facebook.
Switch sides to Kimura on the other side. Yep, Kimura now. Sit up, sweep. Sit up, sweep. Up. Push. Kimura.
Joao working towards passing that half guard, and he manages to get it, looking to keep the control. Joao really putting in that pressure, using his
Use the
chin.
chin.
That's a man who's competed before. Good reversal from Gabe.
20 seconds, Gabe.
Gabe's long legs getting in the way there, almost tripped him up
Yeah.
like a baby giraffe.
16 seconds left to go in regular time. Gabe was taking a little bit of a breath. Joao playing it smart and making sure he just takes his time, gets some gas back in the tank before we get into overtime. So now we go into the golden score. First points win.
If you win, do you get to take a golden shower?
I hope not. I really wish I had a cough button now.
Just a question.
There's a question. So both guys looking to stay really, really low. Joao's really going to be working towards getting that pass again. Gabe really going to be fighting to keep that Kimura grip. And he passed the guard. Joao gets the guard pass for the win.
Hey, you have to go for it. That's what happens.
That's
You got to
how it
go
goes.
for it. And Gabe went for it, and
Winner in overtime, Joao Costa. They want the photo with you, Herbert, not me. Let's give another round of applause.
So now we're back into the tournament.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting into the semifinals. Up next, from Wagner Rocha Martial Arts, Danny Colazzo. His opponent, from Fight Sports, Yuri Villefort. Let's get some energy for these two guys. Let's go.
So now these two have trained together before.
they're technically teammates.
They're technically teammates. But I know it doesn't bother either one of them.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yuri deciding to pull guard. And Danny's stepping up.
So what Danny is frenetic. He comes and comes. He doesn't stop moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yuri to the back.
Yuri with
beautiful.
a jump guard back take.
Nice fight by Danny.
And
Danny
see,
gets out.
This is the best part. When you get guys that have trained with each other, hard training before, now they kind of know each other's games. So it's going to make things a little bit more difficult, but it's going to make the pace a lot faster.
Chin strap from Danny. That's under there. That's under there.
He's going for that guillotine.
Yeah, that guillotine's tight.
I can hear it. Like,
Yep.
oh, and he lets go.
Hey, look, if anything, it got him out from underneath the bottom.
Now, it's a smart play from Yuri just because Danny, like I said, has very much the Wagner style of grappling where he's going to stay in your face, reaching over like this, trying to grab the neck, trying to pull you in. So to avoid getting caught in any kind of weird situation, Yuri will pull the guard.
That pushing back. It's funny is nobody's really coaching right now because
Well,
they're-
and that's
they're
the best part.
teammates.
It's because
So
they're
it's like-
teammates, so they're letting everybody go on their own, which is great. And it's also, like I said, they've trained against each other before, so no one's really going to tell them anything that they don't already know on this one. Looks like Yuri might be trying to set up a leg attack.
This is a much different game than we've seen Yuri for the earlier part of the tournament. Yuri's been working the top the whole time.
Slight
Little
eye
eye
poke.
poke. You know what happened to me yesterday? Is my eyelid got stuck
Upside down?
from pressure.
It's happened to me before.
It's like
You have to do the weird wink, like
yeah, but I couldn't even get it out with the wink. I had to stop the roll and fix the eye.
excuse me, let me reverse my eye.
He was like,
Danny
did I eye
working the
poke?
guard pass. Gets with the double under. Yuri flips.
Right to the neck. It was Danny.
Great transition from Danny.
Yeah,
trying
that
to
was
really work
beautiful.
it.
That was beautiful. He jumped on that neck. Oh, that's tight. That's in there.
Yuri looking to shrimp out to get his space. It looks like he still has a little bit of space left. Works his way out. Danny's really
Danny
holding
is
on to that
tight
tight.
on that,
That Darce is in.
and he's not. Wow.
Wow. Great grappling.
That was a
great
hard
fighting.
fight for Yuri to get out of that. That was beautiful work by Danny Collazo.
And you can tell the friendly open hand jab, very Wagner-esque.
No, it's a push. Open hand. It's a push.
It's an aggravating push. It's really set up to keep your opponent on their heels, which helps set up any kind of single leg takedown or double leg. But also the frustration that it causes a lot of opponents. It throws their game off. It's not going to happen to Yuri.
What I love though is Danny's a smaller fighter, but he is coming forward.
Well, he knows he doesn't have a chance. By being passive, he has to be aggressive.
Well, that's not a problem. It's not he's always been aggressive,
Yeah.
but you know, it's just interesting to see it from the smaller opponent.
Yeah. It's funny just how quiet the crowd has gotten just because of everybody's interested to see this match. Danny's working to get the pass and manages to keep control. Yuri staying very calm. Looking to slowly get an underhook set up. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Danny's really trying to put that shoulder pressure into Yuri's jaw to try and open up the back.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's the wisest course of action here. I think it would be better for him to maybe come up, maybe try to come to mount.
Well, that's exactly what he was trying to avoid. Just because of Yuri's scramble and escape is so good. 2 minutes to go in regular time.
Again, his strategy is a part of this. So is Yuri playing the passive game, so he'll have some energy in the golden point.
Danny passes and he goes to set up the Darce again. He's keeping in. Looking to set up the guillotine now for the mount. That's in. Yuri's really fighting that one. One arm guillotine in. Yuri pops his head out. I don't know if you guys could see that.
That was tight.
I was in there.
It looked like it almost looked like Danny had one hand on his gi or
His gi, yeah.
on his rash guard. Like it looked like he was gripping his rash guard for that.
Oh, I don't know.
Because you can grab
All I
your own.
could see-
You can grab your own
You can grab your
uniform.
own.
So if you come through with and grab your, it gives you a handle.
Yeah. With 1 minute to go in regular time, Danny is on the mount, really working. Looks like he might be trying to work
Is he
in
looking
an
for it?
Ezekiel.
Wow.
Yuri faking out the crowd with a fake tap.
Keep going, Danny. Close. 40 seconds.
Trying to give everybody a show.
Make your adjustments.
ever the showman, Yuri Villefort.
But that face is red, though.
It is definitely red. With 20 seconds left to go, both fighters are probably going to be looking just to get some time in, stay in control, get the little bit of break they need for that burst of energy in the overtime. Danny will not let up the pressure.
You can't.
So now we head into overtime with the golden score. So this is definitely going to be a first one to get a takedown overtime match right now. Danny with the double clinch there. Yuri pulling guard.
Yuri might be looking for those sweet points.
He's got the leg. Saved by the wall.
And Yuri with the poha. The verbal
frustration. Yeah. He's like, come
poha.
on. Damn wall. Why did you have to be there?
Hey, worked. You know, it was.
Danny setting up the clinch again. Probably looking to level change.
3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes.
Not deep
Danny with
deep
the
on that single.
Yuri reverses it. Can he? No. Yuri trying to yell to get the 2 points. Gets the slam. He has to get back into control. Yuri wants his 2 points. And we're having a little bit of debate here. Where's Herbert? Herbert's call.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Come on. One submission.
Let's get. So now, from an IBJJF perspective, that would have counted as a takedown? No, because he didn't.
No, they were up against the wall. It was close. I don't know.
He didn't have the leg lock. He didn't.
Yeah. So we're going to have to be bringing in Herbert for the decision. So listen, with $2,000 on the line, this isn't a joke. Everyone's going to take this serious. Now, Yuri is going to be a little bit more heated just because he feels he was wronged with the points that he needed for that takedown. Danny's still going to go again for that single. Yuri reverses it. Same position that we were just in. Yuri won't let him go. So now they're going to be starting from the same position. Oh, good slam. And that's it.
That's
3
points.
seconds of control. That would be points.
Good job, boys. Good job.
Winner in overtime, Yuri Villefort. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just 2 minutes.
And that means us too, because I have to go potty.
Go ahead, Sean. Listen, in the meantime, I'd like to remind everyone to please check out our podcast. Go ahead and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, you name it, we're there. So like, follow, subscribe, share, support Jiu-Jitsu down here in South Florida and all over the world. We appreciate you guys. Also, don't forget to check out our sponsors, Choke Aloha. Visit chokealoha.com. Check out the promo codes on our website, jujitsuradio.com, or on all of our podcast distributors, and you get a promo code. You're welcome. Also, big shout out to Jiu-Jitsu Soap Co. Why don't you go ahead and check out jujitsusoapco.com. Again, use the promo codes. You'll get a discount. I promise you, you're going to love the Jiu-Jitsu soap. A big thank you to the sponsors for Kings of Combat, Great Tesh, Injury and Criminal Law, and also Combat Club and Burns BJJ for putting this event on. Now we're going to take another minute just to get everybody set. We'll be getting into one more semifinals match, another super fight, and then finally into the finals. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming back.
It's her.
My friend Sean here is going to be handling some of this stuff too with me. Since I got to announce, we're getting ready. We're going to finish up with another semifinal match in the tournament. We're going to do the super fight, and then we're going to go into the finals match. So don't forget to join in on the chat, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook at the Jiu-Jitsu Radio pages. Join in on the conversations. Have some fun. Let us know what you guys think about the matches. All right, let's get everybody back in order. We're getting down to the finals right now. We got one more semifinal match. Up next. We're ready? Refs ready? All right. First up for the semifinal match, Ricky Samilia and his opponent, Chris Dempsey. So this is one of the matches that you and I were talking about, that this is going to be fun to see the size difference.
Right, and Ricky's wiriness versus Dempsey's straightforward bulldozing style.
So we're still under the 8 minutes and 4 minutes matches for right now. In the finals, it'll be a 10-minute match. So Ricky definitely wants to be careful to Chris Dempsey's takedown game. So Chris doesn't want to give him that space to set up a leg lock. Straight pressure. He gets the pass.
He gets the pass. He's got the neck, but he doesn't have anything.
See,
he
this
can
is the
really
tough part. Like, Ricky definitely doesn't want to be playing the bottom game against
Not
an
against
accomplished
Dempsey.
wrestler like this, especially someone who's been fighting people maybe 2.5 times Ricky's weight right now.
I mean, just the pressure that he can put, that Dempsey can push on Ricky's neck.
Yeah, and he's really cranking that neck back. It's almost like a catch wrestling, like just pressure going on. Chris getting in, trying to work onto the mount with the guillotine. Man, Ricky really fighting that off. I'm curious to see how long he can fight off that big of a size and muscle difference. Chris playing it really smart, trying to keep his hips low, his legs away from Ricky.
Trying to keep him away. Gonna look for that knee slice through.
Surprise, I wouldn't expect Chris to be trying to stay low like this. Ricky, great rollout, some great wrestling. Ricky's not letting up on the pressure.
Look at Ricky looking for the back here.
He's looking for the back for sure.
Beautiful back take by Ricky Samalia.
He could be setting up for an armbar or a Kimura right here. As he slides down, Chris has to stack. Manages to muscle out of it.
Beautiful jiu-jitsu by Ricky Samalia. Beautiful jiu-jitsu against the bigger man. And again, this is what jiu-jitsu was designed for, to give the smaller man an advantage. Of course, all things being equal, size
And listen,
matters.
not only that, but also the quality of wrestling coming from Chris Dempsey. That's a hard fight to have. Chris looking to get his foot out, passing the
Got
guard.
that chin strap in there. I'm almost.
Ricky's looking to try and get the back. He's going to probably try and scoop his leg over.
Yeah, but it's going to be hard with that
chin
underhook.
strap. Yeah, that chin strap is
That
really going
chin
to
strap and that underhook from Dempsey is going to make that hard. Dempsey needs to flatten him out, though.
See now, it's crazy that Chris is going for these guillotines, and I feel like maybe he had a better chance going for the Kimura or the armbar, switching around to go to the back.
Yeah, I agree. And with the size and strength difference, I'm almost wondering if
Chris really bursting out of that guard. He doesn't want to sit there and deal too much with Ricky's wiry guard game. Stuffing the legs and pressuring past.
going for that neck again.
The chin strap's in there. Ricky going for a single leg on Chris.
Yeah, that might have been a bad idea on Chris not so much because he's bigger, but because Chris had a bite on that neck. That could have been real dangerous for Ricky.
Especially when you going up against someone who's been hunting for guillotines the whole afternoon.
Guess we'll find out whether or not Ricky's cardio is there. He's had two shorter matches.
Compared to Chris Dempsey's.
Yes. One thing you can't say about you cannot say about Chris Dempsey is he's not in shape, because this is his
This is third, and he's had
long
two of the longest matches. He's the only one who's gone to double overtime.
Actually, did he make it in double? Did he make it into overtime with the second match against?
Oh no,
Mike
with
Bruno?
Bruno, he won
Towards the
at the
very
end.
end. The very end.
Yep. 2 minutes and 20-something seconds to go. Dempsey's going for that guillotine again. Ricky's looking to come out. One arm in on that guillotine chin strap. Man, these guys are really scrambling.
Chris is wiry, man.
To be honest, I kind of think Ricky's given him the toughest fight so far this whole
Oh
tournament.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Ricky is just wiry though. Like how he was able to recover that guard there.
And just keep on escaping. Chris really trying to work the crossface.
A lot of jiu-jitsu though. A lot of jiu-jitsu comes down to will. Do you like
Well, you can will yourself out of a choke
Right,
only so
right.
much until you pass out.
True, but a lot of what Ricky's doing, like a lot
He's
of his
not-
guard recovery.
he's not
is from-
complacent.
Yeah, he's not.
With 1 minute left to go in regular time, Chris disengages just for a second to reset. Now, in my opinion, Ricky really has to get working now because the overtime might actually work out against him. Unless he pulls guard super early in overtime.
But here's the thing: so far, he's you'd have to give this to Dempsey if it's going to the ref's decision. He's been closer with more
Submissions,
submissions.
even
He's
more
been
advantages
more,
if you want to look at
more
it.
top pressure. Not that Ricky's not trying. Ricky's got fun jiu-jitsu to watch.
Jim Alers behind us getting ready. And that's time on the regular time. We're going to be going into overtime. Golden score. Ricky taking a break, trying to milk the time as much as he can.
Yeah, again,
I don't blame him.
Chris is ready to go, in shape. One of the biggest guys in the tournament.
So hopefully Ricky doesn't make the same mistake that was made earlier by Chris Crawford when he looked at the time.
Yeah,
No. A little bit of confusion again on the pin. If Ricky manages to get this. No. And he gets the tap. He actually gets the tap instead of just the point.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't.
You got it for the tap.
I know he got the tap, but I don't know what the tap was for because it didn't
He
look
had
like.
a bit of a neck crank back. He had in a nice little catch wrestling Melvin, if you will.
Trying to see on the replay here.
Winner in overtime, Chris Dempsey.
Yeah, it's a bit of a crank. There it works. So either Chris Dempsey or Yuri Villefort will be $2,000
Ladies and
richer.
gentlemen, here we go, the last super fight of the day. Let's get some claps, let's get some energy going. Let's get these guys ready. Up first from Jim Alers, martial arts. Jim Alers himself. His opponent, black belt from Moncayo BJJ, Fred Moncayo.
Let's go, Jim.
These two competitors, very well known in their own right. Fred Moncayo is a black belt down here in South Florida. He's fought for several different organizations, including Titan FC. Jim Alers is a bare knuckle fighting championship fighter. So there's not going to be any kind of resting between these guys. This is a very strong pace to start
leg
off.
Leg drag by Jim. Push off by Fred. It is Fred, right?
For Moncayo,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, there's two Moncayo brothers. So
This is
like
true.
I wanted to make sure I
You
said
got the right one?
the correct one.
Jim really putting in the pressure to work towards the pass. Fred trying to keep the 2-on-1 grip to set up a half guard. Going for the half guard sweep, and Moncayo comes up top on the side control. Keeping control of the hips. Fred loses the control, unfortunately. He's trying to work his way around the back. And back to standing. Oh. Things starting to slow down just a little bit as Jim changes level, goes for that double. And now we're back here into the half guard. Jim looking up as he listens to his coach for the day, Maggie Grandotti. Fred staying calm this whole time, really trying to keep that far hand out of reach. Now I'm looking to see if Fred is probably going to try and set up that half guard sweep again. He wants that underhook.
That hook, fine with the knee shield right now. Fred trying to come up, straighten that leg. He wants that leg straight for that half guard.
Now most people will keep that knee shield up a little bit higher, but Fred really wants that half guard. He sees that as his advantage in this match. He goes to roll. Jim really reaching, trying to block him from keeping a hold of that ankle.
And it worked.
Same kind of sweep.
Fred
Jim
came
possibly
up,
getting
yep.
into a triangle. His foot's trapped. And now they reverse
Now it's a
positions.
Fred's going to try to kill that Fred's going to try to kill that knee shield.
You know, what's funny, too, considering everything that we've seen today, and granted, in the super fights, there's no heel hooks allowed, but a lot of people still haven't gone after the straight ankle locks or anything like that.
Yeah, I know. That drives me. Like, you know, if it's there, it's there, right?
Fred sits back up, won't let Jim come up either.
Yeah, Fred being a little bit more aggressive, which he should be. Yeah.
Well, I think he definitely sees his timing for advantages. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in regular time. Jim looking to possibly set up a triangle again.
Or at least thought he was going for that elevated leg lock elevation into the Ashigarami was Jim Alers.
Now Jim's staying calm here. He's trying to set himself up.
Yep.
He has to be careful with that underhook.
He's gonna. If Fred's got to keep the hold of that leg, because with that underhook that Jim had, he was gonna get that sweep.
So now, I'm curious to see what Jim is going to be trying to set up. Is he going to try and dig into his own deep half guard sweep, or is he going to be looking to recover? With 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, he jumps in to shoot for the Kimura.
Looks like Fred's trying to reverse the Kimura.
If he can get his grip back, he lost it.
Jim, you got 2 minutes here, Jim.
2 minutes to go in regular time.
Or as they say in Spanish, 2 minutes.
2 minutos. But you got to be a Miami Heat fan to know that one.
2 minutes. They don't say minutes in Espanol.
No, you got to add the OS.
Minutos. In Puerto Rico, when I wrestled, they used to say 5 minutos. 5 minutes. They would do both. But that's Puerto Rico.
Jim looking to try to create some space, possibly set up with armbar. I find it interesting, but he was doing it with a single hand. He wasn't trying to keep a 2-on-1 grip.
Yeah.
And they're back on their feet. 115. Fred deciding to sit down with the reverse de la Hiva.
Fred's got to be careful for that. There's that wraparound calf slicer. Jim almost had the arm through and could have wrapped that outside leg around and locked that in.
Decided to just pop and try and go for the pass.
I feel like Jim and I are kindred spirits. He's got a chimpanzee as his mask or logo. I have a gorilla. Are we related? I don't know. As much as any simian can be related.
I'm going to go with no, you're not.
Why not?
Because he's grappling right now and you are. You're not. I mean,
that's a ridiculous argument. I could be grappling at this moment. I'd grapple you right now. Then we would.
You don't want to lose on international television. 15 seconds. I think both guys here are just really kind of biding his time.
For that golden point.
Which, to be honest, I'm actually kind of curious to see how that one's going to go now.
I'm curious to see how they're all going to go.
So. All right, we're getting into overtime. First one to score points wins. Fred was really trying to try and play the points and try to get the guard. If Fred can get up, as long as he keeps that submission.
As long as he keeps that submission on.
But he doesn't have the submission attack now. If Fred can get his leg out and keep control. No. Oh, jeez. Fred's looking to get into the mount.
Oh, right into the triangle.
Now it's the fight to see who's going to get first. Remember, there are slams, and he taps. Jim Alers taps.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Great fight. That's where the technicalities really get into play, and you really have to pay attention to your movement.
Winner by submission in overtime, Fred Moncayo.
Great match. Great
Awesome match. We're going to get these.
Give a round of applause for those guys. Super fights. Those guys took a fight like last minute. We had to change the opponents. Tried to step it in. Make the threat and continue to step back at all. It's a little heavy. No problem, man. That's what jiu-jitsu about. So yeah, both warriors, both very good guys. Right?
Great match. Great match by these two.
And our event coordinator for the day, Herbert Burns, handing the award off. And now to the money match.
Now we're getting into the money match, the decider. Now remember, this now is going to be a 10-minute match, regular time, 5 minutes, overtime. Winner gets $2,000. Second place, $400. So at least you double up your money. But this is not a match that you're going to want to miss. This is for all the marbles. So remember, we still got a 10-minute match. These two both have some amazing grappling. I'm really curious to see how this one is going to play out. It's going to be an exciting match, to say the very least. So let's see. Let's get these guys on the mats and let's get going. Ladies and gentlemen, you are ready for the finals. Winner goes home with $2,000.
Now this is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a 10-minute match, 5-minute overtime. So Herbert, or can we get the time up on the timer? 10 minutes.
You may be the only person I know that knows how to actually use that.
I know how to use it now.
You don't.
I do know how to use it.
All right. First up on the mat, from Fight Sports, Yuri Villefort. His opponent from Mat Factory, Chris Dempsey. Winner goes home with $2,000.
It actually only goes up to $9.55, but it's all
That's
right.
weird.
I just hope it doesn't come down to the last 5 seconds. That would suck. So this is definitely going to be a hard fight. Both guys with really good wrestling and stand-up. Yuri looking to use his ground game to give forward. Dempsey really jumped in quick with that guillotine. He's been hunting for it all afternoon.
Yeah, it's a weird guillotine. It's a weird guillotine. It's not just a guillotine.
No. Yuri manages to reverse it.
Yeah, it was it's a weird guillotine, as it's
like the chin strap.
It's almost it's almost like a.
Yuri jumping up with a single hook in. Dempsey looking to shake him off. Once again, Dempsey goes.
Yeah, Dempsey likes that. He's hunting for that.
He wants
that
it.
Guillotine.
Dempsey really in good shape. I know Yuri's had some crazy matches like the one with Danny Collazo, but Dempsey has been fighting some of the longest matches tonight.
And he still seems fresh. A little spying of the clock for Yuri.
Seriously.
It's only been a minute 50.
Just 2 minutes in, and we already had some pretty good action.
All day. Just head out of position. Right there. That's it. Stay on the head. Stay on the head. Stay on it.
Man, he beats Yuri to the guard pull, and he got that guillotine in pretty deep. Yuri's pushing off that. Oh, he manages to get that elbow out of the way. Get himself some air time. Yuri with the half guard scramble. This is definitely the kind of finals match you want at a grappling tournament. Dempsey's going for that. The same kind of almost like baby guillotine that you've seen Cyborg will go for from the stand-up. Yuri this time making sure he gets his neck away from the guillotine attempt when he pulls.
Pull that hand off. Reach down and pull the hand right off. Pull it with your hand. Over top. There you go. Walk out. Walk out. Walk out. Walk out. Good. Reach that. That's it. Yep. Angle.
Chris is really, really willing. Oh, that's almost an Ezekiel. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a very weird. It's a very weird. Grip.
You won't see that's something that more of like a taller guy would go for. This is the first time we get to see a real clear view of what he's trying to go for.
Well, I'm telling you, I was seeing it. I was like, it's almost like a rear. It's almost like a Monteleone from the front.
Yeah, but he's setting it up upside down from the front. See, and Dempsey's really just feeding his leg into his opponent to try and jump in for it. Yuri rolls out, keeping his head in the same spot, unfortunately. Dempsey went back for it again. So this is how he won the last match.
Yeah,
it's like a nub.
That's a neck crank.
Yeah.
That's a.
Oh, it's stuffing Yuri down to keep him from moving. So he's really cranking the hell out of that neck. Yuri's managing to stay in there.
It's just painful. That's the whole thing. It's really not a choke.
Yeah. Yuri's trying to reach around to get his head over.
Wow.
What a fight through.
Wow.
That was tough. He's going to be feeling that one tomorrow for sure.
He is going to be sore with that.
Setting up to go for the guillotine again. 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go.
Yuri's neck. I don't know how Yuri's
sure
standing.
He's got to be hurting.
I don't.
It's almost like a can opener.
It's a crucifix, just
at a
fully
weird angle.
cranked.
Yuri leaving his neck out again.
Yeah, you can't. If Dempsey showed anything here, is you do not leave your neck open for Dempsey.
Yuri dropping down again, looking to reverse, giving up the side control. And Yuri taps. Finally, the neck was just too much pain for him.
Winner by submission, Chris Dempsey. With the award for the tournament win and the $2,000, Herbert Burns handing it off to Chris Dempsey. Let's give a big round of applause to Chris, everybody. Great match. Let's give a round of applause for Yuri, too. He's fighting through some crazy, crazy positions. Awesome match, guys. Let's get some more photos here. So what do you guys think of Kingdom Combat? Big thank you to Combat Club and Burns BJJ for putting this on. Thank you to all these sponsors for supporting Jiu-Jitsu and grappling. And a big round of applause for all the competitors. Thank you guys. You guys did an amazing job here. Last words here from Herbert Burns.
All right, guys. Thank you everyone for coming, for showing the support. The first King of Combat tournament, super fight.
Awesome, good job, man.
All the events very quickly. And thank the sponsors, PB Catering, for putting amazing food for us. As always,
lost our feed.
Trophies. Great dance for getting the wraps and everything else.
You know what, they probably cut us off.
We're going to do more tournaments, so still
Yeah,
to the
but we
page.
should still be
Make sure
going
to
on.
follow, to share. And that's it, guys. Thanks to everyone. It was an amazing event. That's what I couldn't do without you guys. Thank you.
We just lost the feed. Someone's fucking around with the Wi-Fi. We just lost the feed. We're gonna keep going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for Sean and I. How's that? How's that?
Oh, what? Look, that it was like so in professional wrestling. There's a move called the Rings of Saturn that Perry
I've never
Saturn
heard that.
Perry Saturn used to use. That was a very similar position that
It makes
Dempsey
sense because
had.
of the grips and
Yeah,
the back and
yeah.
stuff. So it was almost like a full Nelson / can opener put together there.
Yeah, it's a reverse crucifix is what that is.
That's so
And-
crazy, man. That was such an insane, and the fact that Yuri was able to hang out there for that long.
Yeah, I know.
and
I
fight
mean, the
through it.
fact that he's still standing is crazy.
It's nuts.
And
but
then he was able to keep fighting. That was just nuts.
So listen, I just want to thank everybody that helped put this together. We had some amazing sponsors. Big thank you to Choke Aloha, Jiu-Jitsu Soap Co., to PB Catering, Burns BJJ, everybody that helped put it on. We appreciate you, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, on iTunes. The podcast is here.
Yeah,
every
follow
week.
us. Give us some.
Every
give us,
week.
We're
Big
trying to
thank
get
you to Fight TV.
Yeah.
for-
Oh yeah.
For supporting us without question and giving us the leeway to put this all together. So big thank you to Fight TV. Do we have anything else to say before we sign off?
I can't wait to the next one. I hope there's a King of Combat 2.
Yeah, I hope so.
Electric
and hopefully we
Boogaloo.
can do it on Electric Boogaloo. And hopefully we can do it on Fight TV. And once again, we had a pleasure working with Fight TV and everybody involved here. The competitors were great. Combat Club was great, and they really supported us on everything. Big thank you to Gabe Languin here, who was our professional photographer for the event. He's out here sitting there with probably the sweatiest mask I've ever seen in my life. So at least he's been wearing it. So shout out to
He's
Gabe.
young. He can do it.
He's young blood. Also handles my mortgage, so shout out to Gabe for that.
Shout out to
Appreciate on the hookup for
Gabe,
that
Gabe,
one.
professional photographer and mortgage handler.
Listen, it is what it is. Superman over here. But don't forget to follow at Jiu-Jitsu Radio on Instagram. You can find us at youtube.com/Jiu-Jitsu Radio. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Google,
Everywhere you can get your.
everywhere. We are everywhere. You cannot get rid of us, especially this guy. Look at this guy. Yeah. So, thank you all for the support. We hope you enjoyed the tournament as much as we did. Man, I had a blast.
And I had a great time. I got to watch Rad Jiu-Jitsu.
It's kind of like you want to train, but you're also exhausted from watching.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. But we had a blast. Thank you very much for everyone. Thank you again, Fight TV. Thank you all for the support, and we'll catch you guys at the next event.